Welcome back to the Box2Box podcast.
This is episode 53 and Champions League was a movie. The semi-finalists are set.
Bayern fall to my net Azzurri and PSG make their way to the semi-final.
And Declan Rice back-to-back man of the matches. Is it time we put more respect on his name?
All that and more on the Box2Box podcast.
Let's go.
You ain't going home,
Your
bro.
Honor, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Mars on the pitch and Bangula starts. Our next
Game tomorrow, would you rather Saliba or Mbappe?
Right. Saliba right now.
You wouldn't. You're not gonna have things when you lie.
Boys, what an eventful day. We are recording this right after the Champions League second leg.
Huge live stream.
My goodness, man. What a absolute movie. But unfortunately, I think people were expecting a remontada at the end of that. But listen.
Embarrassing.
Does Real Madrid lose aura because of that?
Oh,
I'm not even gonna cap, they do.
yeah.
It's a lot
we
of...
do.
yeah.
It was a little
We do.
We.
It's true.
We do.
Well,
When do you jump off? Because you usually jump off when they become shit.
No.
Like Lazio goes through good form, you're a Lazio.
I'm a Madridista, bro. I'm a
I think he
Madridista.
jumps on when they're good and then they just become
Yeah.
shit.
So like now he's jumping on the Inter train.
So
Well,
Inter
no,
about
I'm
to
in
become
an
shit soon.
Interista. I've been in Interistis. I don't even know how many years now.
Can't
Can't even say it.
But anyways, we're back for today because we weren't able to record on Sunday for a post on Monday.
Maybe this
So
was better though.
hey, listen, I think
Because now
we're
you're
down
getting
this.
like live rage bait reactionism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could have recorded on Tuesday before the games, let's say, and gotten it out Wednesday, but you guys probably would have rather wait until the CL games are done,
Yep.
and then we get our post-match reaction.
Listen, we have some good discussions because before this podcast, we were shouting at each other over
Bro, the live
some of these
stream
debates.
finished, and the live stream was pretty rage-filled. And then right after that finished, I'm like, oh, it'll be like a calm half an hour
Yeah,
until we
calm.
start recording again. And then just pure yelling
rage.
rage against each
Stupidity.
I couldn't believe that you brothers had the energy to still go at it, man. But
other. Maybe one day we'll show them the...
One day.
One
We're
day.
keeping a secret agenda tab over
Yeah,
there.
because now when certain people make takes, we want to write them down so that the revisionism can't be...
Certain people, they're just writing down mine, by the
Yeah.
way.
Hey, you can write down mine as well.
Yeah.
Gonna need some more.
I said
room on
I
that
said
board.
I threw a little grenade before I left the room.
What did you
That's
say
crazy.
again?
I guess we're gonna have to keep it for the pod, bro.
This is the pod.
I may or may not have said that Haaland is a better striker. No, I said
No.
Mbappe
Mbappe is a better striker than Haaland. Then you just hear, as Pal is walking away, you just hear, no, he's not!
Stop! And then I closed the door on Varvar.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was really funny.
But yeah,
But
but now
The live streams were fun. If you guys were at the
yeah.
live streams, thank you for the support. And we're gonna be live streaming obviously the semifinals. When's the first one? April
2
29th.
weeks.
I think April 29th is the date.
yeah, in 2
Sounds
weeks.
about right.
2 weeks. So.
The turnout was crazy for this one.
We're wearing all black for Barcelona's funeral that day.
Oh my
I
god.
thought you were wearing black and blue.
Well, black and blue. I'm
Bro,
gonna
if
show
this-
up all black with a blue tie.
If this brother's wearing an Inter kit next to me, there's gonna
That's a
be a
huge
problem.
jinx
I
right
am
there.
locking up every Inter kit that I could see.
He's gonna have to go buy
lock
one.
it up.
Bro, Mili, what happens if I actually show up to the live stream in an all black suit with a blue tie?
It's all yours, bro. You look like Jose Mourinho.
Like Beppe Marotta.
Special one.
That's crazy.
For,
right?
for Barca's funeral, bro. I'm Interisti till the day I die.
This guy's nuts.
I'm Interisti till the day I die.
I mean, that's
Buy an
crazy.
Inter tie.
Yeah.
The guy needs to calm it
Little
down.
cufflinks. Inter.
Okay. Let's to pump the brakes
Little
here.
tattoo.
But I mean, gentlemen, we could start at any point, but we now know our semi-finalists. It's going to be PSG
So,
versus Arsenal.
so me and Ferms go on whole vacations and no questions.
I mean, listen, if you want to, bro.
Oh,
If you guys
people
want
know.
to speak, it's because you guys have been here for a couple of days now, so we got the conversation out. But for the people that do not know, boys, how was your
Where were you?
little vacations? Where were you?
Ferms, how was your vacation?
It's
bro?
good. It's good. Listen, I went back to Italy, so it's always it's like going back home. Visited some cities that I've never seen, like Napoli. Napoli was the best.
Smells like title winners over there, and that's it.
Honestly, the vibes
What
immaculate.
What vibes are you
They're
talking
looking for
about?
the
Smells like a
Scudetto.
remontada. in
I'm
that
asking
city.
them, is the Cavara departure that big of a deal?
And what do they say?
What do the people say?
We're still in the race.
We have Conte.
They're confident, brother.
You have Conte,
Bro, when
you're
you have
live
Conte-
every day.
When you have Conte, you're always live.
I can't believe it, bro.
You're always alive when
Good
you have
food,
Antonio
good
Conte.
vibes.
When you have Scott McTominay on your team, you scored a brace.
Yeah.
You scored a brace against Empoli, no?
He's balling out, yeah.
Yeah. Best midfielder
Declan
in
Rice
Serie A,
scores a
by the
brace.
way.
McTominay
Brother.
scores a
Best
brace.
midfielder in Serie A,
No.
by the way.
I even watched Roma Juventus 1-1. Locatelli, nice goal. Forget the other
Oh,
goal.
it's true. You saw that live.
Yeah. It's a good game, but I gotta say the vibes weren't that good. Like for once, because I don't know, Roma fans are usually very loud and stuff. The curva wasn't that loud.
Deflated.
Yeah.
You went to the game after though. You would have seen 13 people
Yes.
get injured.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Roma
I have
Lazio
some,
Derby della Capitale.
unfortunately, I have some friends in the curva.
They said
And they were
that they're
part of that.
never gonna allow that game. Well, not never, but they won't allow that game to go back at night because they have to make it an early kickoff. I didn't know they made it for security reasons, early
Yeah, yeah.
kickoffs. Because I always wondered why is Roma Lazio at 6:30 a.m. In North America. Wouldn't you want to like publicize
no.
that game? Yes, it's at 6:30 or
Not
it's at
always
like
like that.
10.
No, this one was at
This one
usual
was a
time,
night
3
game.
o'clock.
This was a
Yeah,
night
yeah.
game. No, this one was a night game.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
3
but it's
o'clock
always
there,
like
3
that.
o'clock there.
When I
Kickoff
went,
for
it
us.
was 8:45 p.m. kickoff.
You went to a Lazio Roma
Yeah,
game.
it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, but
I saw a guy blow his hand off.
It's too aggressive.
They threw because they throw shit. The what do you call those? The fireworks.
Flares.
The flares. A guy picked it up to throw it back, and his hand blew off.
What an idiot! That's natural
Yeah.
selection.
I know. It's
Bro,
really
why are we throwing flares at? Why are we throwing lit flares at people during games?
Venuta a Roma.
to me stadium like especially the Roman stadium is just bad vibe.
That's good to hear because I just bought tickets to a Lazio Juventus game.
It's nice.
So
But I
should
went
be
to that
fun.
fixture, bro. It's not that. It's not.
didn't you guys go to that
I don't
fixture
think-
too?
No, Lazio Bologna.
Lazio
maybe.
Bologna.
Oh, I was gonna
They don't
say-
make it that deep. It's not that deep.
But Lazio,
Lazio fans hate Juventus.
Every
But
game, no,
Lazio
bro.
Juve-
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Lazio Juve is big,
Now because Champions League's on the line, so
I was in the Lazio section, bro. It was
but
whatever.
Lazio's calm.
Yeah, but I'm a
Yeah,
Juventus
like-
fan in the Lazio section.
you just can't wear anything.
What game did you go?
I went to Lazio Juventus
Oh,
Easter weekend.
Oh.
I don't know. I find Roma fans are more like loud.
But it's more like the
Lazio
city.
fans
I
have a
think in the
different-
city it's more Roma fans,
Yes.
and then the more area like the province of Lazio, it's the more Lazio.
Yeah, Roma Lazio's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You will not catch me there. I mean, it depends.
I would redo it.
I'm not in the curva.
I'd redo it.
I will not be in the curva. That's for sure.
No, if you're in a normal seat, like you're fine. It's not a
chilling.
problem.
I tried to get tickets. I had to pay more, obviously, but I tried to get tickets
on the lateral section.
on the the straight sides, but like next to where
Yes.
the benches are, because I feel like that's where like a lot of tourists.
That's
go.
where
yeah,
I
you're
sat.
fine.
You sat where the
I
behind the
sat. I
benches.
sat behind the Juventus bench.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you said
Yeah.
it was chill.
Yeah. it
What
was-
about getting in and all that?
First of all, there's people.
You're
there's-
fine.
Once again, oh my god, Italian people like
So
like
I
Italian
might go
people
and
like
someone might be
I love the
amazing.
culture
Yes, they
that
will
you
be.
guys gave us to the
But
world.
it's a good seat.
Every time I've been, I had to like
Bro, there's
say,
gonna be
get the fuck
someone
out of my
sitting
seat.
in your seat. Yeah, there's gonna be someone sitting.
Every time.
That's not your seat.
Even
That's
if you go,
our seat.
You know what?
Yeah.
I got
Why don't
re-
I just go sit in someone else's seat?
You could theoretically just act like you don't speak Italian.
No, I'm gonna act.
No, you need to act like you're confident.
So di Roma.
You need to pull up and say, get the fuck out of my seat. Because they're going to be like, this is my seat. And you're going to be like, look at my ticket. That's my seat. Get the fuck out.
Do I lead off with Fra?
Fra,
No,
fra.
that's.
Fra, guarda goes.
That's gonna get you. That's gonna get you.
I have a spoon in my hand. bro.
Fra, guarda go. And then I go like this and it's a Juventus logo.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, do not wear any Juventus
I'm
kit.
getting a spear from the
Yeah,
ultra
from the complete ultra. It's gonna be perfect, like a Spartan.
Blow your hand off. Oh,
But
taverna.
no, I look forward to getting to a fight and then coming back on the podcast
Godspeed,
and
bro.
recounting you the story.
Godspeed
What about you,
to you,
Varvar? How are the tortas in Miami?
Honestly, Miami women overrated. I'm just gonna put it out there, overrated,
Ay, ay,
bro.
ay.
Italian women the best.
Montreal do it better. Montreal do it
Varvar
better.
just
I'm not
killed his
gonna cap.
chances with all of
the
the
tortas.
Miami models.
Montreal do it better, but Miami's good, just very expensive.
It's rough.
Expensive, like really bad. Bro, I told them, but you know the Miami thing, everyone goes to Miami and posts the Dior Cafe. So I had to see what was up with this hype, okay? I went to the Dior.
went
I
to-
actually met a Box2Box fan at the Dior Cafe.
With no huzz?
No huzz.
You went
All
just
guys.
vibes.
just manned up
all
at
manned
the
up.
Dior Cafe.
All schlonged up.
that was your first mistake.
Okay, I actually met a Box2Box fan there, so shout out.
Is he watching the pod?
He might, I don't know. He didn't tell me if he listened to the pod.
He's more of a TikTok guy.
He told me YouTube though.
YouTube, okay.
Okay,
So
so-
YouTube, Don.
I'm sure he found his way here.
Yeah. So, but five coffee. I'm gonna say but it's more cremas. I don't know if people understand around the world.
It's not a
Cremas.
creme. They have mixed.
Five
I didn't realize that too.
Dior coffee. They say Dior. It's just a crema, okay? But it's a pretty big glass. Probably how long is that shit? How long?
How
would
long
you
is
describe
that
Go-
shit?
go
Is-
justify it,
That's
try
getting
to-
clipped on
Yeah.
Discord,
Yeah.
sent it to everyone.
10 inches? No,
Bro,
no.
I feel bad for
My
your future
spectrum-
wife, bro.
You can
Millie,
figure
the
it out. No,
You think
no,
that-
figure it out, bro.
construction
I
oracle.
ain't giving you any
The
numbers.
construction
I'm
oracle.
not giving
How
you
big
any
is this?
numbers. I'm not giving you any
Show me how big it is.
This big.
Out of context.
How thick is it?
It's the girth on it?
It's girthy.
Oh, that's a big crema.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a little too much,
Okay,
Kevin.
now guess how much it was in. I'm saying U.S. dollars. So
For
it's
those
more-
with the giggling.
how much was it?
In-
Five of them.
USD.
Yeah.
60 USD.
For all five?
Yeah.
That was the same exact guess Ferms gave. Mili gave 100 USD. It was 180 USD.
What?
Yeah.
Crema.
180 USD?
Yes.
Yeah.
260 Canadian for 5 coffees.
Bro, you paid over $50 for a crema.
I did.
You
Oh,
could've
I
bought
got.
a Dior
I got
shirt.
the bill. I realized, bro. What the fuck?
Now, what do they put? Alcohol in it? I don't
should've
know.
got- should've
No,
gone
it
to
was
Dior shirt
literally
with that.
just. I asked them what's in the coffee. They're like,
It's iced coffee
it's
imported
ice
from Italy.
cream and Dior coffee. I'm like, what's Dior coffee? The guy didn't know.
Damn.
Bro, you
That's
cannot make
crazy.
this shit up, bro. 250.
Bro, Miami's different. Miami's different, bro.
No,
survive.
but, like, come on, that's crazy.
Every dinner you go to is minimum like 100, over 100.
Bro, you go to
USD.
Anthony Coalfire's Pizza, bro, in Fort Lauderdale.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
the
Banger.
Greek Isles and fucking
Yeah, exactly, bro. Those are the spots. You got to just go there, eat good, not as expensive. Bro.
Chipotle.
Dior coffee, bro.
Who made you do that?
I had to try it, bro. Everyone posts it. You're walking around the design district. You see the Dior store.
Unless you bid.
That's where they get you.
Yes.
So you bid.
They make their money off of we gotta try it.
Diora.
Yes, you have to try it.
How was the environment at the Dior?
Honestly, mid, bro. It was low key mid.
It's crazy.
There was and
Cafetiera better downtown Montreal.
okay, like I'm gonna I'll keep it a G stack with you. You're expecting some decent husband, you know?
I don't want
least,
to. I don't want to pinpoint it, but
You're
that was the
expecting-
elephant in the room.
Brother,
No Dior.
I mean, you're
Montreal.
expecting
Go
to
to a
mingle.
Montreal cafe. It looks better.
She's reading a book, bro.
Yeah,
At a
crazy.
chill Montreal.
If you want to mingle, you want to meet new people.
maybe buy her
Montreal-
coffee. go
Montreal
broke,
hub's
Take out
better.
Take out a mortgage to buy her coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
But Miami, incredibly expensive. We did make it back though. One night in the casino, we got lucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You went to the
Yeah.
Miami casino?
Hard Rock.
Oh, Hard Rock
Bro.
is sick.
It's a pretty good one.
I'm a keep. I keep it 100% G stack with you guys. Okay.
Always.
Second G. Could we get a G stack
Bro.
counter somewhere on the screen?
Bro, bro, I walked into the casino. I didn't tell them this yet. I gave Mili and Ferms a bit of a rundown yesterday of my trip. I walked in, a guy took a shit on the floor.
What the fuck?
Just some Florida shit.
It's a
Like
Florida
that's just
shit.
some
Florida
Florida
man.
shit.
That's a Florida
guy
man
took
blank.
Like in the
you
entrance
walked
type
in,
shit?
You walked in, you're walking, and the guy in front of us yelled, "Yo, some guy took a shit on the floor!" And I'm just
Crazy.
like, "What the fuck do you mean some guy took?" You walk and you just see the fucking shit. Oh, it was disgusting. It was
Nice.
honestly something that I'm
big was
etched
the
in my
shit?
memory.
Was
Etched in my.
Okay, how many? What do we think?
Billy, how many
What are we
inches?
thinking? What are we
How
thinking
wet?
here?
How's his diet?
I don't know, bro.
Not looking good for a
But
Florida guy.
that guy probably lost. That guy was at the slots for a bit too long there.
There you go.
Yeah. I
Got
couldn't
a
hold
couple
it.
too many rolls in.
Those are the kind of guys that are like at the slots. You kind of see like a stream rolling down their leg, and they don't even realize.
They have a
Did
bottle.
you,
Puddle.
you did well at the cast? Like you play.
I was down to my last 100. I started with like
last 100.
200 or 300.
Bro, this guy's nuts.
Well, bro,
Was this after the Dior Cafe?
this was after the Dior.
Bucks
Cafe.
a bucks.
How do you,
I didn't know.
How do you
Bucks a
think?
bucks
Bro.
paying well.
How
You
do
guys
you,
are getting paid?
How do you think we made that Dior Cafe money back, bro? I spent that money knowing I was gonna make it back at the casino. Don't use that as an example.
Financial advice,
Not
use it.
financial
Make sure
advice.
you use it.
Do not use me as an example. I'm not a good example. Okay. So, I play craps. I like playing craps.
Oh,
okay?
you were solo crapping.
That's why people were crapping,
Blackjack's not my
The
game.
other guy was,
Dimensions,
the other guy was
Different types of
crapping too.
crap.
Blackjack's not my game, okay? Like a lot of people like playing blackjack at the casino. I'm not the blackjack guy. I like craps. I like playing dice. For anyone who doesn't play, it's basically betting on what number of dice is gonna come out.
Yep.
So I was down to I lost $200. I was on $100.
Aura.
We made it back to 1,500.
You solo.
Yeah,
God
because the
damn.
guy kept rolling, and basically the point of craps is don't roll a 7.
Oh, so
okay?
the guy must have had a serious roll.
He hit all the numbers before rolling a 7. So that's anyone who plays craps knows that's a very hard, difficult thing
Yeah,
to do.
but
He
were you
rolled like
betting on
35 times in a row without a 7.
35.
30 or
Isn't the
35
record like
times.
56?
No,
or-
no, the record is at casino. Some guy's gone like 2, 3, 4 hours without rolling a
Oh,
7.
I don't know.
My
I remember
God.
hearing that someone in Atlantic City got 60 or rolls or something.
Yeah, oh, that would make the news. Something
Yeah.
like that would make the news. But
You got a lucky roller.
there's people who have gone like hundreds of rolls. Like
So everyone at this table was making mad money.
yes,
which-
yes, yes.
Very
That's
nice.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's always a good vibe.
And it's fun also when everyone's making money around.
yeah,
the table,
everybody
it's
eats.
a lot
The
of fun.
vibes.
Yeah,
And it makes it
that's
easy.
literally what the guy who were rolling said because you would always roll sixes, so he kept betting on sixes, and it always kept hitting. The guy rolled so well, I gave him a bit of money at the end.
You tip the brother.
Yeah, bro,
was he- did he have money
he made me a lot of money. If someone makes you a lot of money, you have to pay
How much do
them,
you
no?
tip usually? Like,
Hey, man.
how does it work? You just
Well,
give him whatever you
I've
want.
never tipped a
Give him a
roller.
couple chips.
I gave him $100.
Here's $10.
He made me
Buy something nice.
$1,500. You get 100.
That's pretty
But
good.
was he betting?
Yeah, he was betting also.
Okay, so
So he
Oh,
was
he was
winning
betting.
too.
I thought
Yeah,
the
but he
guy-
didn't bet that much. So, but he did well. He did his job.
Good
all
for him,
right.
bro.
The Adventures of Varvar in Miami.
Yeah.
And now he's back.
Yeah.
Talking about football.
Yes, and yeah. So if you didn't know, this is a football podcast, and yeah. So Champions League, back to it. Our first matchup, 5-4 PSG on aggregate. I mean, boys, this was there was a couple takeaways surprisingly.
I just have to. I believe Ivan Demidov scored for the Montreal Canadiens.
Get the fuck out of here.
I believe. Producer T, he didn't.
No?
Okay,
He
so my group chat's
Carolina scored.
Oh my god. Okay, shush. Okay.
Okay.
This is a football podcast.
Football.
Oh, fuck, bro, the fucking Canadians are about to make the playoffs.
But yeah, PSG. Honestly, second leg, I was not impressed that much. I low-key feel like Villa dominated that second game.
Yeah.
Villa scored
Maybe
what,
not the whole
3
game,
goals?
but
Bro, the whole
there were spurts.
I would say 50% of the game, it looked like PSG was getting suffocated in their own zone.
Yeah.
So the real turning point of that game was how do you sub off Marcus Rashford?
Yeah,
When
agreed.
he
And he was
looks like
playing
he's
good.
dominating the game.
Gave that assist
out of
there.
gas,
That dribbled
bro.
2 guys.
Played very well.
Bro,
Yeah.
Marcus
Played very, very
Rashford is washed in 2025, bro. The guy has no
We
final
didn't
ball.
watch the same game.
Bro,
We didn't watch
his
the same
dribbles,
game.
like it's just.
How
he's
did you
like-
watch
He got the assist.
Did you watch the same game as him?
Yes, man. Yes.
Bro, that guy dominated the whole game.
It was
Bro, I watched the first leg too. He's just. I don't know.
the problem is
Football's
that
leaving him.
problem is that Aston Villa had chances. They scored. They were making it competitive. And then as soon as Marcus Rashford came off, it was as if the attack just stopped.
Yeah,
There was
listen.
there was no life in that
McGinn
attack.
played better than Rashford in that second leg.
He got man of the match.
Can you please,
But bro-
it's making people think you actually like if I were listening and I didn't realize
McGinn
we
got
did a
man of the
live
match.
Bro,
stream
McGinn got man of the match. Played better. Scored a goal. Got an assist.
because Rashford stupidly got subbed off. Rashford was the man of the match.
People
We all
could
watched the game.
argue Rashford getting subbed off. Like
Changed the game.
Aston Villa's leg was done.
What I
Was done
think
there.
was absolutely stupid by Unai Emery is not starting Oli Watkins. That made no sense to me.
I disagree.
Absolutely no sense. You need a striker who's clinical. Oli Watkins is him.
I mean, they were doing
They
well.
dominated the game until Watkins came on.
But Rashford, Watkins, and Rogers should be what you're going with
Okay.
against PSG.
But
What's the point of
he's-
subbing?
they played very well. I can't fault the only thing that really screwed up Aston Villa was the in-game management.
Yes.
The way they started and shit was perfect. They played very
Well, yeah.
well up until Rashford got subbed. So I'm not going to critique the starting lineup. It's the in-game management.
a mountain
Maybe
climb.
maybe you could have said Watkins should have brought on to play with Rashford,
Yes,
but not start.
I think he should have started.
I can't go here and say Unai Emery mismanaged the start of the game. I can't come here on this podcast.
But why
and
did
say
Watkins
he
not
did.
start either legs? This is Ollie Watkins. He's a guy that we were once like in.
He's not in the best form right now.
That's Unai Emery's fault, bro. You had a world-class striker in your team.
Yeah, but in January he tried to force a move to Arsenal. Basically,
So it's personal. It's not footballing.
yes. But Marcus Rashford right now is playing better than Ollie Watkins. He deserved to start.
But put Rashford on the wing and Watkins striker. Like that's to me that's a striker force
I
that
feel
can
like
compete.
Rashford isn't. He doesn't just know to play striker. I called him shit, whatever, but he can play other positions.
Brother, he played against every winger that came up against PSG this season. He did better than all the Liverpool wingers that played PSG. Like
Fair.
this guy he did better than, I mean, it's not much competition, but Brest and shit in the round before that. But I don't feel like many wingers this season have taken on PSG and dominated like that.
The first leg, he was a ghost.
He wasn't a ghost.
Saka.
He was
PSG
getting.
were nuts.
Saka versus PSG. 4-2
We'll
Arsenal.
see. But I mean, listen, I wouldn't blame this on Marcus Rashford at all because
No.
they scored 2 goals in 5 minutes or something like that. There was
Yeah.
a lot of hope. People we were watching too. Were like, is PSG gonna choke this? And at certain points, they did look like they were gonna choke
Their
it. So,
youth came out. It looked like their youth came out for a bit there.
yeah. So
You could tell they were inexperienced.
Well, their center backs were having a stinker. Marquinhos and
Yeah.
Pacho.
yeah,
But I
they
think
did not do well.
I think Marquinhos and Pacho is not an elite center back duo.
No.
Either way, it's just they never had to face. That's a big hole of PSG is like they can keep you on attack, press. But if they actually have to defend, they don't have the tools.
Yeah.
It's because it's all possession based. They have to have the ball. That's their best defense pretty much. So
But I mean, when you have Vitinha, Jean Neves, Fabian Ruiz,
you should be
works
able
out.
to keep the ball.
you should be able to keep the ball the entire game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd agree.
in theory. But
Aston Villa did very, very well.
what happens if like a PSG come up versus an Arsenal, which will happen? Two possession,
see.
two teams that want possession.
You have to wait for our predictions for that one. But that's like
They
two
will come.
complete. That's like two complete different play styles converging, and we're gonna see who comes out on top.
Yeah. But I mean, of the games, I think this was like the second to last of the hype games. Like I think let's say the
storyline.
Barcelona Dortmund one, like we kind of figured that Barcelona would be going through. So I mean, it's still Barca, but we put that last of entertainment wise, and then PSG Villa.
Yeah, but I'm glad that as a neutral in these ties, except for the Barca one, I'm kind of a Barca hater, but I kind of hate Dortmund almost as much as Barca.
Pick your poison.
But they gave us entertaining games though.
For
like
sure.
it wasn't
100%,
it wasn't like even Dortmund a bit like there was a bit of hope there towards the
second
end.
leg,
That
yeah.
second leg,
So
Barassi.
so as an avid enjoyer, both quarterfinal match days or all four quarterfinal match days actually gave us entertaining games, which was good.
Like the PSG first game was like a spectacle of just drip young players. And then the second game, you had the comeback story. I agree, Varvar. I don't know if this is like a hats off to the new format. Like I think this could have happened in the old format or the new format. But maybe if we see this consistent through more seasons, maybe we can give the credit to the format change. I don't know.
But this isn't the format change. That's the issue. Like we had we had quarterfinals. We had
I know, but maybe another season, the way that it works is like a team like Villa or PSG or I don't know, because PSG, if they were in a group, let's say, maybe PSG wouldn't have made it out of the
They
group.
might have been third.
Maybe they wouldn't have had the opportunity to change the form. Bro, PSG looked like shit for half the season. We all counted them out, and change
this
the
is
form.
literally proof of my explanation as to how like league form, as you increase the amount of games,
certainly, but maybe
less randomness.
maybe this is what we're seeing. And
Yeah.
the playoff helped. Which of these teams made it out of the playoffs?
It was PSG,
Madrid.
Bayern. Could it
Yeah,
be?
they played Celtic
Yeah.
and Dortmund.
Bro, maybe Madrid. Maybe
Did Dortmund play playoff? Yeah, they did against who did they play?
no. Dortmund made it through top 8.
No, Lille. made it.
Lille.
True.
Lille made it through top 8. No,
Is it possible?
I think Dortmund played someone to play Lille.
Lille was in the round of 16 versus Dortmund.
Yes.
There's so many teams.
But yes, but regardless, like maybe Manchester City, we would have never gotten a Manchester City
Yeah.
Real game because maybe City wouldn't have made it out the group
No, exactly.
in the old format. So I don't know. Maybe the format could be something. Could be something there.
Also needs to be said, PSG
in the
bought
playoffs.
Cavara in January, so automatically those are additions that make your team
It
better.
reinforced.
True.
Yeah.
But when nothing
yeah.
was going their way at the beginning of the season, did Cavara change everything? I don't think so.
But
I think
I
he
think it
helped
was
a
just
lot.
more. It was just more like they just needed to get. We all knew the quality. I think of PSG. Like, it's not like it's a completely different team, and now it's like, oh my god, they're fantastic. No, we all knew the quality that was there,
And
just needed time.
this Desiree Doué hype train has hit like a whole nother level.
Needs to slow down.
Guy's
Though.
insane.
I agree.
Guy's nuts.
I think
People say Neymar,
no, it's
comparison.
bit of a
that's a
stretch.
stupidity. That's a
Bit
stupidity.
of a stretch.
but even people who say forget. Obviously, he's not going to reach Neymar level. But people say he plays like Neymar. He doesn't.
He has
He's
like
not.
shades of him.
No,
but
he doesn't.
He's not.
He has a deceptive trait.
Yes.
He's very like he has so much flair.
He's
He
an
has so
amazing
much
player, though.
Like character when he
Yeah,
plays.
but there's other
Great.
players who have flair. Neymar was such a once in a generation footballer. Desiree Doué, there will probably be 5 other Desiree Doués in this next generation.
I saw someone on Twitter. They flipped. I don't know if you saw the video. They flipped Yamal.
I saw
Did
that.
you
That
see
was insane.
They flipped the video.
Yamal looks more like Neymar.
Oh
than
my
he
lord.
was.
to play on
Yeah.
with his right.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Bro, this is Neymar."
Bro, even just the technique of crossing or taking on a player that
Oh my
literally
God.
Neymar.
It
That was
That's a
nuts.
good comp.
Yes.
Like I can sit here and say Yamal could be Neymar.
Which is
Bro,
crazy because he doesn't really have the skills.
Not to
like
glaze,
him.
but I think Yamal is a player of his own. I think he's creating his own type
he's
of
a
player.
better. I said this in. He's a better Robin. He's a lot better.
Bro,
Robin.
do you see his vision, his short, like this guy passes like Messi, but okay, that's a little bit crazy. But
No,
I don't
not
know.
Messi.
He's
Yeah, and I would say
Very elite.
Oh,
he's
his
also a
playmaking
lot
is
like
world
Mahrez.
class.
Like he's
Yeah.
a better Mahrez. If I could.
He
say
has
that
the best
also.
qualities from every winger.
yeah,
He has the speed. He has the technical.
He's the Thanos of fucking play.
Crazy.
If this guy actually stays clear of injury, we're talking about a top 5 level player.
All timer.
Yes,
Could potentially.
potentially could reach the Maradona, Pele, Ronaldo, Messi.
We'll see.
level. if he stays clear of injury.
I think
But you can't
technical
talk,
ability.
We can't talk till it starts happening.
Yeah, but
early.
anyways, how do we end up on Yamal
do
and
it.
PSG Villa?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
always,
Celebration.
there's always room for glaze.
Celebrations are all
But
similar.
Desiree Doué, if he keeps this up, bro, we have the potential
Amazing
of
player.
being like one of the most marketable superstars in the world. And the game was missing a player that does play with a bit more flair because players are so robotic nowadays. Every player is basically coached into them that you just need to play a certain way. Basically, when a winger looks up nowadays, the decision's already made for them.
Pass back.
Yeah, if you have a one-on-one, you could take him on, but you should probably just pass back.
It's more
Bro,
optimal.
you know how North Americans say whatever is happening in China, that's what's gonna happen to us in 20 years.
Yeah.
Bro, whatever's happening at Manchester City with Pep's system is what football's gonna look like in 5 to 10 years. That robotic winger bullshit. The inverted fullback started.
But why is it not working right now for Pep?
I don't know. Maybe just
Poor Matt. I think we've always said
trials
it
and
was poor.
tribulations of being the
Even
being
player-wise.
the path maker. What do you say? The trailblazer.
Yeah, but the crazy part is that right now Pep, I think it's the first time in his whole career that he's actually had a genuinely disappointing career season. First year at Man City, everyone was like, okay, it's his first year at Man City. He's been there for a decade now.
Bayern, he's never had a
No,
never had a
he
bad
won the league
season.
title every year.
But did he have great seasons?
Yes.
We've talked about the quality of Man City. Like the wingers are not up to par with PSG's.
No, but they are.
Like Jeremy
wouldn't say
Doku
that.
right,
Jeremy
is
Do-
one of the
Jeremy
best
Doku-
dribbling wingers in the world.
Bro, Jeremy Doku is more talented. Not more talented. He's better than
Watch.
Desiree Doué.
No.
Oh my god.
No, bro.
Like, no,
Doué is
okay,
better.
honestly, I'm not
He
going to say
should
that that's
be.
crazy.
He should
You're
be.
picking it at a wrong time for form.
Yes.
Like, that's going to sound crazier than it sounds.
But I remember when he first debuted for Belgium and like you're watching him in the Euros and it was like,
Bro, he
I
rinsed
did-
you in Italy.
I did not
rinsed.
forget
You remember
that
when he
performance.
rinsed Italy?
Bro, I haven't yet to, like, bro. I'm not gonna say it's the best winger performance I've seen internationally, but that was fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
I
Every
was-
time he took on his man, you're
You're
like,
nervous.
bro, who is
Bro,
this
imagine
guy?
Doku at PSG right now. Bro,
Yeah,
the
but that
freedom that he
time-
would have there.
I find Doué could literally play as an 8. He could play as a winger. He could play left,
8 is
right.
crazy. 8 is a
Yeah, he
bit
can't
crazy.
play as an 8.
What do you mean?
A center mid?
Cam. 8.
That's a 10.
Check where he's played. He's played
And
in
8
the
is center mid.
He's played 8, 10, left wing, right
8
wing.
is insanity.
Vitinha.
He can't play clear level 8 all year round.
He's been very good there.
well, I mean, he started like when he first got subbed on versus Aston Villa, like he started on the right side and then he kind of like worked his way to the left.
Like to me, a player that's already that versatile at that age, he's better than what's his name, Doku.
yeah,
No.
In my opinion,
So
he's
reactionary.
clear.
Doku's more of a specialist. Like,
He's a
No,
dribbler
but Pep's
specialist.
made him a specialist. Pep has
No.
made him into a specialist.
He's not a playmaker.
Bro,
he's one of those guys that
Before
just
he joined
dribbles the guy.
City, this guy would take over games.
but that's a man. That's a player that takes the final ball. Like Desiree Doué looks like he could create that chance.
Does everything.
but he still takes over games depending on the game state. Bro, last year he had five assists against Bournemouth in one game, I think.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was
I
a
don't
big
know.
one.
I think I just don't like the Doku disrespect because he plays in a fucking robotic Pep system. Grealish.
Pep needs to revolutionize his team next year.
I think he will.
Because if you try and just go in with the same, like, oh, Rodri's just going to bail us out,
Yeah.
he's gonna
Set
end
up
up
for
flunking.
failure.
Yeah.
Like what Luis Enrique is doing for PSG right now, the way he kind of like revitalized that team.
Yes,
with,
that's what Pep needs
That's
to
what
do.
he needs to do.
He
bro.
needs to look at what Luis Enrique is doing right now at PSG and say we need more of that.
Like you know what's crazy is that front three from 2-3 years ago. You just take a photo of it. You're like, this is the greatest front three,
Yeah.
like arguably all time at some point because you had Messi, Neymar, Mbappe.
Yeah.
But obviously it didn't work, and now you have Luis Enrique. People could say he's outperforming with what he has, but honestly, like,
No.
bro,
Bro, he spent hundreds of millions on this team. Let's not fucking.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we're talking about like a Gonçalo Ramos. We're talking about like all those players
Bro,
that
Cavada,
didn't really
Cavada
work
was
out.
how much? 60
70
million?
mil, but that's
70 mil?
value.
João
That's
Neves.
value.
Well, it's good
Was
business.
Dembele on a free?
No, I don't think so. From Barca.
No, 50 mil.
Did you see the
50 mil.
sporting director of PSG is actually writing a book right now?
Luis
Of how much,
Ocampos?
yeah, he's writing a book right now of how he went from the Messi Neymar era of PSG to now what we're seeing today.
Very cool.
That's gonna be an
But no,
interesting.
João
book.
Neves was a fucking expensive transfer. Vitinha, not Barcola. Yeah,
Barcola was
Barcola was
expensive.
expensive.
Doué
That
was
a good
expensive.
sign. You see, Barcola doesn't want to sign a new contract yet.
Yeah,
He wants
that's
to wait till
crazy.
the summer.
Oh boy.
Well, I don't blame him, bro, because
Man United,
No.
can you do something for me?
Bayern. The
No,
French.
Olise and Musiala, you don't need him.
Lizzie doesn't even speak French. bro.
Musiala's not
Musiala's
a
playing
winger,
Cam
bro.
now.
Yeah, but okay, heavy links that Bayern want to buy Verts. So like,
Yeah.
how
City want to buy
then
Verts too.
Musiala has to go left wing.
Yes.
They can
They
both.
obviously must think that Musiala can play out wide.
They can both play left.
Sure.
No, I don't
No,
think.
Bro, they-
Musiala left wing and
both their heat maps. I don't know. We had a very charged debate about this recently. Both their heat maps, they both love the left side.
Well, it's because most teams are ball dominant on the left side.
But Musiala especially. Musiala sometimes tells the left wing
Yes.
side. So
But Vert's Man City, bro, the prices that are being quoted, they're saying 140 mil. 140 mil plus 25 mil a year salary or something like that.
Bro, when you
You
had
put it together,
And
it
Marmoush-
sounds like a lot, but
Marmoush to the wing.
he's world class.
I don't
You
know.
can't deny it.
Yes, obviously world class, but to
a
replace
lot of
KDB,
money.
that's
Did
a
you
lot
spend
of
80
money.
million
Bro.
on a cam striker?
Also, KDB, did you see potentially to Chicago Fire, according to Fabrizio Romano? That would be good for MLS.
They approached.
Yeah, that would
Well,
be
even the
insane
new
for
team-
MLS.
The new team, no, they were
San Diego, but supposedly they didn't. They never really checked in.
They
for
weren't
some
serious.
reason.
Montreal. Can you do something for me, bro?
Absolutely
Speaks
not.
French. Speaks
Absolutely
French.
not.
How do we
He's
know
not
he
touching
speaks
this.
French?
Belgium
Belgium. She's
Belgium speaks German. They speak French.
speak
usually
French.
know how to speak French.
They all speak French.
Bro, there's a large
Belgique.
part
Depends
of Belgium
where you're
that is
from in
German.
Belgium. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like
But
look where
I
he's
think-
from. Like Anderlecht is fucking German.
But they speak French.
No,
They still
No,
speak
it-
French.
It's all. I
it
think
depends on your
regional.
region,
Yeah, it
bro.
does
Even if
depend.
there's a Dutch part of
But I think
Belgium.
French is like their main language.
yes,
Bro,
most of them speak French.
motherfuckers in Europe speak
Every
multiple languages. It's only here that we're born and you only speak
Bro,
one.
I'm telling you, in Belgium, and our Belgian viewers can let us know in the comments. There's a French section, there's a German section,
Oh, I
and
agree.
there's a Dutch section.
But they still understand other languages.
I'm sure they have basic knowledge of it, but like De Bruyne is not moving somewhere because it's French. Drogba came here because it was French.
Yes.
Like that's
We also speak English here. So
yeah. But like Thierry Henry came here and coached because he spoke French.
Yeah.
So it's like it's we do have an advantage, but like someone like Kevin De
they're
Bruyne, I'm
spoken
not
by
sure.
about 60% of the population.
I don't know. We
as
don't
their
have- we don't
primary
have a winning
language
project.
and French about 40%. So around half of the people can speak French.
Yeah.
We just
gotta hope that
Courtois, I'm sure Courtois is from the French region who speaks French.
De Bruyne probably speaks Dutch,
Yeah.
but he might speak French.
De Bruyne.
I don't know. Anyway, we're not fucking linguists.
KDB ain't coming
Where
to
were
CF
we? We're still
Montreal,
the
bro.
first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2. Arsenal 5-1.
It's a sad day.
Oh, Tabarnak.
Arsenal 5-1 on aggregate, bro. This will be referenced for the next 10 years in the
I
sporting
hate
community.
it, bro. This is how big. This is a
a
CL win, bro.
quarter-final win
This
is
is like
going to be
lifting the
referenced.
trophy.
Bro, your club is so small. Your club is so fucking
So,
small.
okay, so if this was such a small game, Varvar, let me ask you something, okay? Why did Real Madrid hype for the last 7 fucking days that the remontada in the locker room, Bellingham is giving pep talks and Ancelotti is
In
smoking
10 years, we
stadiums,
will not remember this.
No, I think. I think
bro,
Real
Arsenal fans will
will.
remember this.
If a Real Madrid
But we will
fan,
be 4 CL down the line when we're at our 20th CL, and you're
Okay.
going to be still worrying about the time we beat.
Man United?
we're not speaking French. It's not
Yeah.
Belgium. The
Yeah.
third
It's not the 40%
It's not the 40%
population
population here. Wanker,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
to put it short.
This is a scoreboard situation.
yeah, unfortunately, Real Madrid outplayed in both legs, I would say. And I think with this second leg, they kind
Real
of
Madrid
came out.
outplayed them both legs. What were you watching?
Sorry, what did I say?
Outplayed.
Outplayed, I said.
We're
Real
out.
Madrid
No,
outplayed
we're
them both
outplayed.
legs.
We're
Okay.
outplayed on both legs. That's what I said, I think. But in the second leg in particular, it looks like they were trying to come out
You lost
very
your voice,
aggressive.
Millie. It sounds like you lost your
Hey, you
voice.
gotta check out
wonder
the
what
live
happened
stream.
on the
Did you
live stream.
Did you speak a lot today?
No, I think I was pretty quiet.
Did you shout a lot?
No, I was pretty quiet.
No?
But in that second leg, they came out aggressive, but then they couldn't really back
All
it up
bark,
with
no
anything.
bite, bro. Chihuahua.
I don't know.
There was no
But the
ideas,
signs were
man.
there. The signs have been there all season. Real Madrid never went through a patch of form where you said they're dominant.
dominant. Yeah, I agree.
Finally, you've said it. After all
Always
these
said
months
this.
of putting
I said,
Real Madrid
wait until
first,
we lose in
first.
CL. Yeah, but Real Madrid are Real Madrid. You can never count them out.
But
we just did.
They are out.
But I put Barcelona higher than Real Madrid last
one
power
point.
rankings.
Bro, I put Real 7th or 6th or whatever. I put them low.
But this has been a recurring thing all season, where Real Madrid is really not linking together. They're not. There's no ideas. They keep trying those stupid crosses. They don't work.
Courtois called them out too.
This is
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
gonna sound crazy, but it's bad squad building, but it's not bad squad building
not.
because you got all these players for insane market value. Except for I would say Tchouameni was kind of bad market value, but all these players that you assembled are great players and you got them for exceptional prices. But For me, the glaring thing is you needed a striker and an extra center back, which they tried to sign an extra center back this summer with Lenny Yoro. And they knew they needed a fifth center back, but they said, you know what? Why are you acting like trying to act like they didn't try and sign Lenny Yoro's crazy work? But
Bro, put the fries in the
No,
they did not
did.
give a fuck about Lenny Yoro. Bro, they called him. They're like, "You're a good center back, bro. You want to join Real Madrid?"
Bro,
and then
do I need to find the Fabrizio Romano Real
Bro,
Madrid dream of signing Lenny
find
Yoro?
it, bro.
But what's
Find
the
it.
point?
Whatever. The point is that all these glaring squad issues we could have told you in the summer. We
did tell
told
you in the
you.
summer.
We told Real Madrid when they needed a striker. If their plan was playing Mbappe at striker, we've seen in the past at PSG, it does not work. Winning team.
What do you mean it does not work?
We
France-
always said this. Mbappe wasn't a striker. He always played his best when Giroud was in the team, when there was an actual focal point striker. But you can stick fucking Joselu up top. They should have signed Joselu as permanent from last year. That's what should have happened. But he went off to Qatar because he got a bag.
Bro,
they
Joselu
should have
didn't
kept
fucking play,
Joselu.
bro.
Bro, what do you
Bellingham
mean
started as striker.
Joselu? Yeah. Oh my God.
Didn't he start?
Bro, Joselu scored like 15 goals last year, 20 goals for Real Madrid.
Bro,
20 goals.
towards the end of the season, bro. On the
Joselu always started at the end of the season, bro.
the Real Madrid comeback, Joselu got subbed on and scored 2 goals.
Point is that if
pretty
you
good.
need that as your squad option,
Bro, you're not
it's
going
there.
into a season with fucking Joselu at striker when you signed Mbappe.
But
They did last year. They won CL.
But now when you sign Mbappe, who are you gonna bench?
Yeah, like-
Rodrigo.
But the question
not
was
every
always,
game.
But the question was
Yes,
always,
Rodrigo.
okay, Mbappe, but what do you do now? We always...
He scored 20 goals last year.
Bro, I remember at the beginning of the season when we said, okay, yeah, they signed Mbappe, but like...
They need a striker.
Is it too much of a good thing? Like, what do you do with him? Because you have Vinny on that left
No,
side.
but we always said Mbappe was not a natural striker. We always said it. He can play there some games where he's a tactical fit, where let's say a team plays a high line or something. Like against
Yeah.
Barca, you could play a Joselu because
Mbappe.
You could play an Mbappe because high line, Mbappe will probably, and it's crazy that they got dominated against Barca like almost every game this year. But against a high line, that would probably work.
Yeah.
Bro, the 4-4-2
Mbappe in behind.
the
But if
4-4-2
a
started
team
working,
setting
though.
up like Arsenal, low block,
But it-
Mbappe was playing left mid at some point.
Yeah, in fact, all season, Ancelotti has struggled against these low blocks. There's no ideas, like there's no beating these low blocks.
But last year there was.
Last year,
Yes.
you would say there was?
Bro, they won La Liga and they won Champions League.
They had a good...
They were
Yeah, I
good.
don't know.
Treble,
Then
no?
what?
Did they win Copa del Rey? I'm not sure. I don't remember.
No, they did a
I don't
double.
think they won a
They did
treble.
a double.
Yeah, I don't think they won Copa del Rey.
But you think a striker really changes their entire way
it's not
of
just
moving?
a striker. I mean, it sucks that Eder Militao basically came back from injury and then got injured again. Like that's a crucial. If you go into today's game with Eder Militao and Carvajal's not injured, like the depth last year, they played Carvajal like a wet rag, and Carvajal, like it or not, is one of our generation's greatest right backs. So
Yeah, it does help. Like,
your
listen,
backup option was a 35-year-old Lucas Vazquez.
you got Lucas Vazquez.
They should have fixed it. They were waiting for Trent. They thought they can get away with it.
Yes, and they couldn't. But next year, look, obviously Trent and Carvajal is your right back options. I mean, you're feasting.
Yeah.
But they need, I would say, this summer, striker.
I think that's a shitty excuse, Varvar, of this Real Madrid.
It's bad squad building,
No,
bro.
because Arteta came in with worse. Like his bad options
Yeah,
were worse,
honestly-
bro. You have like not even. I'm not even just talking about the high end of Saka just coming back from injury, but like then guys like Havertz being out,
But
guys
that
like
fits the way they play, though.
what Havertz and
Havertz fits
but-
the way that Arsenal plays.
Yeah, but he was out.
I'm sorry.
But Marino's a good
Bro,
replacement for Havertz.
Gabriel Jesus out.
Marino was able to replicate what Havertz did.
Arteta did that.
I didn't know Arteta was at the fucking striker position for Arsenal
Yeah, but
today.
no, but I'm sorry.
giving
one,
2 assists.
Varvar,
we laughed
one,
at him when
one
he first
team
played.
has Mbappe and you're not making it work, and one team has Marino and he made it work. Like that's an issue that I think goes on
Because-
to Ancelotti, not the actual
But
squad.
once again, the squad makeup of Real Madrid is today against Arsenal. Arsenal will cede possession to you in this certain game. That away at the Bernabeu, they're going to cede.
So
possession.
exactly the way that Madrid is playing is not
Mbappe's not a
correct.
striker that is a fox in the box.
Marino is not a striker.
Bro, Lewis Kelly, it's his first. That was maybe his 4th fucking Champions League game ever, and he's looking comfortable. Urian Timber is actually a very good right back, but still, you're not talking about the other teams like Galacticos. Arsenal is not a Galacticos on paper, so like this should have been an easy.
but-
Bro, if I was a Real Madrid fan, I would be fucking pissed, bro.
sure they
I
are.
have the best
Sure,
players
they have
in the world.
Mbappe up top, which is once again, I'll say a tactical, not a good tactical fit. You still have Vasquez at right
yeah,
back.
I do
Who's a garbage player.
left
nowadays.
back, right back is
Thomas
a problem.
Partey
Partey's not a garbage player.
He's not a garbage player, but he's not a fucking. He's not a.
Bro, he's a top 10 CDM in the world.
He doesn't start at Real Madrid's midfield.
Well, you also have Asensio there.
That's debatable. I
too
think Thomas
inexperienced.
Partey is a better player than Chouameni, in my personal opinion.
Oh my God, that's a bad take.
Shit, I'll hop.
Not a bad
I'll
opinion.
hop on that train.
Chouameni,
That's a really bad
I
take.
really don't get the hype with Chouameni. Every time I watch him, he's not good. Like he's all right.
He's had a bad season.
He gets hyped because he's at Real Madrid.
He's not
and
better
that's
than-
going to happen with a lot of players.
He's had a bad season.
Last year he wasn't that good either.
No, this season better. If anything.
Last season,
I way
definitely a lot of
prefer
holes.
Camavinga than I do
100, me too.
Chouameni.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He doesn't start in a Camavinga, Valverde, and Bellingham midfield.
Yes.
He doesn't start. He's a good player, but he doesn't start. Bro, all I'm saying is you're saying like maybe tactical fits, no, but Real Madrid has a better team.
Yes.
Should be winning comfortably versus a team that's already worse on paper plus injury.
But
stricken.
names, yes, they have better names, but the team doesn't work as well together. And we're talking about the sport at the highest level. The margins are so fine that stuff like tactical fit really does make the difference between.
Not when you have two of the three best players in the world.
You look back at Real Madrid of the past years, you said, okay, they have all the best players and they work together. This year, yes, they have all the best players, but they don't work together. It doesn't work.
I think.
And if you're going, you're down 3-0, you're pressing high. Mbappe can't press high. He's not good at pressing. That's not.
But
that
exactly,
was
so
the
that's an
problem.
Ancelotti issue.
But
Yeah,
that was
Ancelotti
Ancelotti's leg.
Luis Enrique last year even told Mbappe, "You're not fucking defending properly."
Yeah.
Luis Enrique, the same player, the same coach who's going into a Champions League semifinal this year, couldn't get Mbappe to press. So you're telling that it's Ancelotti's fault?
So you're saying it's Mbappe's fault?
I'm saying Mbappe's not a striker. He's not the player to lead your press.
But how many times does that, like an Ancelotti or does a Luis Enrique have to tell Mbappe, like, you need to stick to your man, you need to track, you need to press?
But he's not telling him that.
He has to be.
He's
Because
not telling him.
I'm
that
sure
first
every
leg-
coach
He's
is
a
telling him
striker.
that.
He's not. That's not his job.
No, but in that first leg off the ball, you need your strikers to at least put pressure on the center backs to make the ball flow to the middle or get them in certain positions. Bro, at a certain point, Mbappe just was lazy. He wasn't pressing right. He was not giving
There's a
Arsenal a run for
famous
their money.
clip of Luis Enrique talking to
Yeah,
Mbappe,
about
speaking,
Michael
oh,
Jordan.
your
Yeah, we
idol
saw
is
it.
Michael Jordan. Well, you need to start playing fucking defense 24/7 like Michael Jordan. What went and happened? PSG lost the next game. Like, Mbappe, amazing offensive player. But bro, you're playing for Real Madrid. Bro, Ronaldo, the only players that had the excuse of not defending are Neymar, Messi, and Ronaldo. Those are the only three
Agreed.
players I'll accept with saying he doesn't need to defend. Those are the only three players ever.
But well, it's just asking for a simple press. Like, it's really not, like, if you
But they don't
lose
play.
your man.
They don't play.
And bro,
they're
look
not-
at
they're not high
PSG a
press.
couple of years ago, bro. They had all the names. They had Mbappe, Messi, Neymar. They lost in the round of 8.
Yeah, but that team was just built horribly.
Yeah.
They focus too much
But
on
they have the
Messi,
best
Neymar.
names. It's like Real
No,
Madrid
they have the
right
best
now.
front three, but then you look in the back and there's no one.
It was so disjointed. You
Who's
saw
the
the front
manager at
three
the time?
and everyone
Poch
else.
or Tuchel?
Poch.
Poch.
Yeah.
They went through 3 managers at that moment, but the midfield was garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, what? It was Fabian Ruiz, Danilo Pereira.
Come on.
Like I'm
Danilo
not
Pereira.
saying it was a good team, but I'm saying, bro, Real Madrid were starting Lucas Vasquez, Raul Asensio, Real Madrid fans are hyping him up. He's a
He had
good
a bad
young
game.
center back,
I
but
said he
he's
was
not.
overrated.
He's
not the,
inexperienced.
bro, I agree. I don't. Real Madrid fans like to put him on this pedestal of like he's part of those top class young center backs.
Let him
He's
develop.
not.
He's not Kubarsi.
He just seems very
I agree.
aggressive. Like, aggressive, but like no justification for the
He has the
aggressiveness.
Ramos grinta without having the Ramos skill to back it up.
And also the physicality. Like, I really don't think he seems very easy to get off the ball and stuff. I don't know.
I think the wing backs were the problem. Alaba had a stinker against Saka.
Bro,
Alaba
yeah.
Lucas
starting in
Vazquez.
2025 after
Yeah.
coming off of like a 1-year injury.
Yeah.
Those are big gaps. I agree with you, but
The
obviously
team
like,
was not. The team is not built properly. You should have a good. Bro, they went into the year with their left back options being Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia,
Yeah.
and then Carvajal and 35-year-old Lucas Vasquez. And when Carvajal goes down, no shit, your season's gonna crumble. Look at your wing back
Bro,
options.
every team has a
Yeah.
Ferland Mendy as their starter.
No.
Yes.
Bro, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ben White or Urian Timber, that's 3 fullbacks that are better than
but
any
you're naming
option.
Arsenal
Okay,
that
but
has the most amount of fullbacks in the world.
Varvar, look at the front
Calafiori, they have
fours.
4
Yeah,
better.
but that's Arsenal.
Look
bro.
at the front 3. It doesn't compete with Real Madrid, and yet they scored 5 goals.
Varvar, at PSG, if Nuno Mendes or Hakimi gets injured, who the fuck's playing fullback?
Beraldo left.
Oh, it's true. They're Beraldo.
I need to look. I don't
Right
know.
Yeah, I
back,
don't
it would
remember.
be.
Bro,
I'm not saying there's no options.
No,
I'm
but-
saying I need to look.
yeah, but the options are not better than the options are not fucking. They're not that much better than Lucas
yeah, but you're
Vazquez.
talking about the 2 starting players being like top and 3 in their position
Right back,
in the world.
Danny
would be,
Carvajal.
right back would be Zaire Emery. He's played there.
But see, you're just
That's a bit
like
crazy.
you're just filling the gap.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to have 2 fucking elite two elite guys. in every position.
100% agree.
I think Lucas Hernandez is the backup.
he
left
got
back.
injured though. No,
No, I think he's.
But that's a
he's
Lucas
healthy.
Vasquez ass
Back?
level player, bro.
respect.
That's
Hernandez
not Lucas
brothers.
Vasquez.
Oh, it's
Oh,
not. But
okay.
Hakimi hasn't really been that injury prone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
big-
let's say at PSG, Hakimi gets injured. Because I'm doing the exact comparisons. Hakimi gets injured. Fucking
You still have Nuno Mendes though.
Marquinhos gets injured.
Okay. You
No.
still have Pacho, Beraldo center back pairing with Nuno Mendes at the left, and then if Zaire Emery has played right back.
Then you have Raul
In my
Asensio
opinion, I
and
would have
Lucas
played
Vazquez.
Valverde at right back today.
yeah. He has
Very
worked
possible.
well.
Even though I
there.
don't think the difference between Real Madrid winning this game and
Yeah,
not
was
was
not.
Valverde
And,
right back.
and Ceballos didn't get any minutes.
Well,
Camavinga,
Ceballos came back from injury recently.
But he was. Did he
came
get
on.
subbed
He got
on?
30
Yeah.
minutes. He got 30 minutes.
Didn't really do much.
I don't know. Camavinga getting the second yellow the suspension was
Hurt
big.
them.
Yeah, and
Stupid red.
reports recently of Klopp potentially being interested in the Brazil job or the Real Madrid job because he's not happy with his position at Red Bull supposedly.
Shocker.
So, who do you guys think should replace Ancelotti? Because I think it's obvious Ancelotti's going to leave this summer.
I think
Probably
that
will take the Brazil job.
the
if we're being
clear
for
the
real.
clear number one. I think that
Xabi Alonso.
is Xabi Alonso. Like I think that's what everything's
I
pointing.
have
Now-
no other answer.
Here, I think looking at what Flick did at Barcelona, the revolution, he took that team a different level. I think a Jurgen Klopp can come in. I don't know, like Xabi Alonso, yes, we do know as like a as a player was a massive top class player and amazing manager so far. But and it's gonna become crazy to say, does he have enough reputation as a coach to walk into that Real Madrid dressing room?
Klopp?
No.
Xabi
Oh,
Alonso
Xabi Alonso.
definitely has. He's a
I
Real
don't
Madrid
know.
legend.
I
Yeah, he's
don't
a-
know.
yeah,
but
but
I don't know if he had. Like, I don't know if Mbappe will take shit from a Xabi Alonso.
He won't.
Oh come on now.
No,
Jurgen Klopp?
Zidane or Klopp.
I'm not
I don't-
saying.
I
I'm
don't
not
really
saying
think
will
of Jurgen
Francesco
Klopp.
Acerbi take shit from
No,
Xabi
no,
Alonso.
no, I'm saying like if you're expecting that from Klopp, like bro, at a certain point he was burnt out of the Liverpool job, bro. Real Madrid will grind you down to your core.
Yes,
like, this is
but
the
Liverpool
hottest
was
seat
grind
in
out
world
after
football.
a decade.
Yeah, but there really was no pressure on him. He was just tired.
Who?
There was no pressure on Jurgen Klopp.
Near the end, it was kind of just like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
we
he
kind of knew it was
deserved-
down
he-
to a
His
cycle.
cycle was about to end.
Cycle
yeah.
was ending, but then you're coming into Real Madrid, bro. Your seat's hot the minute that you sit
Yes.
down, and it's hot the whole time, regardless if you're winning or not.
But
Even when Ancelotti was winning.
unanimously had the top 2 coaches in the world as Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola for over like 5 years.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So if there is a coach, and I'm not speaking about player plus coach, just coach resume, it's his. There's no better coach resume than world football right now, other than Pep and Ancelotti than his.
I think you could make the argument that Klopp knows how to manage these world-class players because he has Salah, Van Dijk, Trent. Whereas Xabi Alonso, realistically, it's his first couple of years at Bayer Leverkusen. He's the guy who has brought up these players to a world-class level. But if he inherits an Mbappe, a Vinny, does he know how to manage the dressing room? Maybe not. I just think Xabi Alonso's Spanish. He knows how to play at Real Madrid. He knows what they need.
Yeah, but
Fits pretty well.
But it'll take like thing about Real Madrid is that you kind of have to hit the ground running. Like you got to be winning.
And
But
Xabi
Xabi
Alonso
Alonso's a
plays
winner.
3 at the
And
back,
3 at the
which is
back,
not what they play right now.
It'll be a very big transition.
Bro, if Zidane wants this job, I think he's like for me like
Bro, Zidane's the perfect manager for them.
he can make all these superstars fall
Bro,
in line.
Mbappe
They'll
will listen
respect
to
it.
Zidane.
Yeah,
Bro,
they'll
Mbappe
respect
will
Zidane.
Fucking listen to Zidane.
Yeah.
If anyone's gonna listen.
Yes.
Where's he
obvious-
at, bro? Like, he's-
bro, this guy literally just decides to come back and win Champions League and then leave.
What's he doing
He
right
plays
now?
a lot of Juventus veteran match. Like
No, I think he literally because he's a big family guy supposedly, so he just literally just goes chills with his families for a couple of years and then decides to take a job whenever.
Right.
Bro,
Let me
we,
win a
we,
Champions
act,
League
we
real
act
quick.
like these guys have a what's it called like a force to have to come back, bro. When they're like, if you're a millionaire, you don't have to go back to work.
You still feel it
For the
though.
love of the game.
If you still keep the same lifestyle.
Yeah, but they have no. What's that word I'm looking for? They have no.
If it
like
fits, if it
incentive.
fits for Zidane, he'll do it.
Yeah, I think if you have an Mbappe, Vinny kind of thing, you have Bellingham there,
if you
it
can enjoy
looks very
you
good.
can enjoy your life.
Do it.
Bro, this guy doesn't need the money for coaching. He just does it. This guy was, if he just stopped after playing, he would have been set for life.
He does it for
But
the love of the game.
Why did he quit after the
Because it's burnout.
repeat?
It's burnout.
But Real Madrid's not an easy job.
It
Yeah.
isn't.
That's why
at all.
Ancelotti smokes cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's
And vape now.
Has to.
Conversation.
Arsenal
at
will
least
do
he's
that
getting
to
with the times. Boomer
Yeah.
Ancelotti.
Arsenal will do that to you, bro.
Ancelotti.
Do we potentially see Real Madrid La Liga on the cards though? I don't
don't
think
know.
so.
No.
this
Real
year.
Madrid,
I'm
La
sadly
Liga.
gonna have to admit it. I don't think so.
Enough about
Maybe
Real
a Copa del
Madrid.
Rey though. Maybe a Copa
That's
del
not enough. It's not
The real
for
credit,
Real Madrid,
bro.
That's not enough.
The real credit in my mind goes to Arsenal.
Rey. It was a masterfully coached 2 legs. I can't cap.
Yeah, Arteta masterclass. I can't lie.
Bro, as an Arsenal fan, it's crazy to say. Like, I didn't see it go. Not that I didn't see it going this way, because I think no one saw it going this way. But I don't know, like, bro, to dominate Real Madrid in the Champions League over 2 legs.
The issue is now after the 2 legs, it just seems so obvious that this is how it would have gone. Like it just seems obvious.
I see what
No.
you're saying. Yeah.
Bro, after watching this, you're like, one team is just so defensively solid that you should have just, like, if they weren't Real Madrid, let's say you replace Real Madrid with, let's say a Chelsea team like this, you would have said, bro, Arsenal are gonna beat them. I think it would have been relatively.
But that
obvious.
goes into Real Madrid. who they
Looking
are.
back, my logic was
history.
just,
It's
bro,
Real
we're
Madrid.
Real Madrid.
We.
Bro,
But it's not just that.
That statement has worked for the last fucking God knows how
Bro,
long,
you have
bro.
Mbappe, you have Vini, like
Yeah.
all these world class
Those are
Valverde.
names. Those are names, brother. We watched both games, and you're telling me that they played like the best players in the world.
Really, how much
Absolutely
percent
not.
chance before the game today? What was the chance that you thought that Real could come back?
There was a part of me that like
Try to be
it's like,
unbiased.
1% chance, 99% faith.
No,
I'll
how much
be
percent?
unbiased. I thought Real Madrid would come back.
No, I don't think they would. I think it
You
was
were
the
not going to
idea.
set the line at 50%. You were not going to say
Okay,
it's a
not
50-50.
50%.
But what would you say?
It would be for me. It was like, yeah, Arsenal's winning this. I would say like 80%.
Okay, so a
that Arsenal's
20% chance
25%.
they come back.
I would
But
probably
unbiased.
say 20%.
Bro,
also.
Like the fact that they even have 20%.
That is not the fucking odds, bro. Coming back from 3-0 versus Arsenal in the second leg of the
Yeah.
Champions League
Yeah.
round of 8, bro. That is not the odd is less than
Well, like
1%.
1%.
Yes, I agree, but it was just kind of like, brother, Real Madrid.
So
at the end of the
what I'm
day.
trying to say is, if Real Madrid would have came back, we would have sat here and said, "Yeah,
was gonna
Real
happen.
Madrid proved what
It
Real
was gonna
Madrid is."
happen.
is
But
the
they
aura."
didn't, bro. They lost by 4 goals.
But now you're a fucking guy sitting here, bro. We saw this. Like we should have.
No,
saw this,
looking
it's
back,
glaringly
but-
in our face.
Yeah, but he's saying hindsight. In hindsight, it's
Hindsight's
like,
20/20.
Like, yeah, no, Arsenal obviously outclassed Real Madrid. We saw the signs in La Liga as well. I think they tied Leganes before the first
One
match.
team
too.
was a well-oiled machine, and the other was just a bunch of stars put together.
a bunch of individuals. It reminded me of PSG 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
Just a bunch of individuals.
Anyway.
You need a collective to be competitive.
Arteta made a collective.
Arsenal felt much more of a collective.
On a more important note, though, Declan Rice back-to-back man of the match performances versus Real Madrid. I think he's a top 3 midfielder in the world right now. That's my opinion.
That's not crazy to say, bro.
A little bit of an over exaggeration, I think, but definitely an argument.
I think it's very reactionary.
Maybe he's 4. I'll say the only ones that are clearly better than him are Rodri, Pedri, and Bellingham.
Oh, now we're throwing Rodri. in the
Rodri's
mix.
injured.
Okay, so
I would
we're
say
Pedri,
right now.
Bellingham, so then he's top 3.
I would say Bellingham, Pedri, Valverde has
Bro,
to be in there.
don't even try bringing up Valverde as a midfielder. As a midfielder,
He is a midfielder.
He's very dynamic. He could play right back very well. He could play center mid very well. He's a Swiss Army knife, but he is not better than Declan Rice at midfield.
I tried speaking about Valverde before, and I got disowned by an entire
As
fan
you
base.
should,
So
bro.
I will not speak,
As
but
you
in my
should.
opinion, Declan Rice is better than Valverde.
I think
so you
this
did
is
just speak.
this is very reactionary because we did see Declan Rice have 2 amazing games, man of the matches.
been amazing all season, but keep going.
Valverde has been amazing all season,
No,
but
he
keep
hasn't,
going.
But keep going.
Oh, really?
He's been good at right
And
back.
you're a Madridista.
At center
I
mid.
watched both games against Arsenal. Really didn't do
So
much.
you're basing your entire judgment off of Valverde for 2 games?
Champions League nights, bro.
Yeah, but Valverde
Declan
has
Rice-
proven it.
Valverde has
in
done it
Champions
a
League
year
nights.
ago.
Yeah, we're just gonna let 1 year completely
what I'm
just
saying.
negate what Valverde has done for the last 3-4 years for Real Madrid.
If Arsenal is a well-oiled machine, Declan Rice is the engine of that machine. You take Declan Rice out of that team, bro, you just lost. I think Real Madrid can function without Valverde.
It's a one-man midfield. Odegaard didn't even play well against Real Madrid over the 2 legs, and Arsenal dominated the midfield battle.
So is that important that if Declan Rice didn't play for Arsenal, you think Real Madrid make it through? For both legs.
It's a lot closer.
Well, I mean, he did score the 2.
Oh my
like,
Lord.
Bro, the 2 free kick goals changed the entire
Yeah.
leg. You just witnessed one of the most legendary 2-leg performances you will see in our lifetime, maybe, of Champions League. Those two, bro.
Okay,
those
maybe
two,
if he scored
those
in the
two free
second
kick
leg.
goals are legendary.
It's
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's also free kick goals. Like he had a good game, all right, but it's free kick goals in the end.
But it's part of his demeanor.
Oh, Ronaldo against it's just a free kick goal.
Portsmouth.
Ronaldo against Porto, it's just a free kick goal, bro. it's just a free
Like
kick goal.
Odegaard wouldn't have scored those 2 goals, those 2 free kick goals.
Definitely not.
So it's
but,
part of the ice of a player.
yeah, listen, I do agree he changed the game, but to say that Declan Rice is a better player than
Bro, the
Valverde because he scored 2 free kick goals and he like
Why
has
do you
nothing to do
rate
with goals
Valverde?
reactionary.
Why is Valverde rated so highly? It's because he plays at Real Madrid. If you put Valverde on Real Betis, you would just say he's having a very good season as a midfielder.
But Valverde is a Real Madrid level player. That's why he's at Real Madrid.
Bro, his tackling is not on par with on Declan Rice. On ball, he's not
He
as good
is.
as Declan. Bro, Declan Rice offensively with the ball is miles clear of Valverde.
No, I'd say
Dribbling.
it's similar, but off the ball, Declan Rice is a lot better than Valverde.
Off the ball meaning what?
Tackling. He's 10 times better than Valverde.
I mean, Valverde.
I feel like that's where they're closer. Man.
he was going into
Grinta that
tackles
shows.
all for the
Did you see
past
that
2 legs.
tackle he made on Bellingham, Declan Rice in the box? Leg over in the box, in the 6-yard box? Bro, Declan Rice is a better midfielder than Valverde. And if you put him at 4 or at 3, I'm putting Declan Rice clearly in my
And
top
also,
3.
Valverde, a good thing about him is that he's a massive leader. But Declan Rice is the same. Like, Declan Rice is an example that you want your whole squad to follow. So, even in that aspect, they're around the same. One good thing about Valverde, though, is his versatility, which, even though I think if you did say Declan Rice, can you play right back for, I still think he'd give a good performance, but hasn't been proven yet. So, I'll give Valverde the versatility aspect of it better than
Anyways,
than
Bellingham,
Declan Rice.
Pedri, better, clear. For now.
One player I'd say is actually in that top 4 conversation is Barella, which you
Barella.
witnessed it in that Bayern game also across the 2 legs
Both
and
legs, yeah.
and the round of 16
Bro, all
for Inter.
season, Barella's been spectacular.
I'd put Barella in that top 3-5 conversation
Yeah,
I
as
think
well.
he deserves there. I would put him ahead of Declan Rice, to be honest.
No, once again,
I think he's that important for Inter.
for me,
It's not about importance. It's because Inter's worse than Arsenal. Is that the argument that Barella's more
You
important?
said Inter's worse than Arsenal.
I
I
have
think
a
it's worse.
I
I'm
have a
just saying he's more important. That's just because Inter is.
I have a
shittier.
top 4, and then that's the top tier, and then the tier below that is, for me, the top 4 are Barella. If you're not including Rodri, then it's a top 5. But top 4 are Barella, Pedri, Bellingham, and Rice. And then everyone is a
And
tier
Valverde.
below that. No,
I think Valverde leads the best of the rest.
I
He's
think
better than
Valverde is
Vitinha.
in the same tier as Vitinha. And let's say I'm going to just go back to
That's
back.
crazy, man.
Caicedo.
Caicedo, I agree.
Wow.
Caicedo is also there. I agree with that.
In that tier with Valverde and
In the second tier.
So, do you think that Valverde has been a better midfielder for Real Madrid than Bellingham?
Who?
Valverde.
This season, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
This
Real
season,
fans
yeah,
can
but
agree on that.
But
If
you're
you
looking
had
at
to ga- if
overall.
you
As,
got a
as a
game
player, I prefer
tomorrow-
Bellingham.
You have a game tomorrow.
Bellingham.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, forget about it.
I don't know. I think over this 2 legs, like Declan Rice has definitely solidified himself, and I think
He's
with
100 million.
It's a legacy game.
midfielder.
but yeah, I do think that the expectations were there.
It's actually
Since West
insane
Ham.
hearing this a couple of years later when you guys were ripping me.
Not
for
me.
Saying, yes, you were.
Not me.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Not me.
Shut the fuck up, bro. I'm
Bro,
not taking
find
this
it.
Wait,
bullshit.
what was he saying?
I'm not
Find
taking
it.
this bullshit.
What were
Find
you
it.
saying?
We weren't even a channel at that point.
What were you saying?
Actually, we were.
We were.
Well, I'll find the TikTok, bro. I will find the TikTok where you for sure.
Yeah,
you,
definitely.
I'm not even debating.
Definitely.
The poster boy of English tax.
His name is
Yes.
Declan Rice.
If he was
He's shy.
If it was Nick Barrels, you'd be 100 million, Nicola Barella.
yeah. No,
But
you said
Rice.
you said if it's fucking Nicolo Risotto, he wouldn't be going for 100 mil.
It's probably true though.
Possible.
Bro,
Definitely true.
Declan Rice was, when he was at West Ham, he was an amazing player. But people like you guys who assume, oh, players are English and they
Whoa,
must
you
not
guys
be
is
good.
crazy.
Brother, Declan Rice is that level of a top level Spanish player, the top level of a top level Argentinian
Or
player.
if he played for Barca, bro, the jerk.
I agree.
The jerk sesh would be.
We'd be hearing
generational.
Busquets regen.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We would.
We're so reactionary.
We
man.
would, bro. Like we're hearing, oh, Valverde is gonna be an all-time great Real Madrid center mid. If Declan Rice was at, we're hearing Bellingham, Zinedine Zidane shouts, bro.
You were part of that.
I
hope you
agree,
know.
he is, but Declan Rice, but
the fuck are we saying?
Declan Rice could be in that Busquets Casemiro tier at the end of the day. He could be.
The end of the day, that's
I think this is very reactionary. Let's give him his props because he had 2 amazing games and leave it at that. Just leave it at that. You don't have to compare
you
him with
guys also
Busquets.
don't want it, bro.
Yeah, but Declan Rice, does he score those free kick goals in any other game? Has he done that at any other point?
He
in
has
the
never
season?
scored
I
two
might-
free
I
kick
might-
goals.
I don't
He has
even-
never scored a free kick
Bro,
goal apparently.
I
Before this.
He was shocked.
If I say what I'm ready to say right now, I might this might be the top clip in Box2Box.
Is that something that goes on the agenda? Over there?
It might, bro. Because I honestly
Rice
I
is
don't
the
know if I
greatest
want to
midfielder in the
say it
world.
because the reaction would be too immense.
Let's hear it.
He would be the
I don't know if I wanna say
Italian
it.
midfielder
Okay.
of
I
all
actually
time.
might not even say it
Do
because
you want to write it down and we judge whether it's...
yes, pass me that
He
board.
may be better than Pirlo.
No, that's not being said, bro. That's stupid.
sure.
You let me know, Ferms, if you think that this could be said on the podcast and how bad the reaction would be.
Okay, so
That's a litmus test.
I just want to say, I'm just looking at a video here where we ranked Arteta, Xavi, and De Zerbi. Manager rank them.
Arteta last, De
And-
Zerbi second, Xavi first.
And Firms put Arteta last.
As per.
I would, again,
That's crazy.
Yeah, who's in the Champions League semifinal?
the one that manages
who's out
the
of a
team in
job?
the Champions League.
So who's out of a job? Who coaches a random fucking team in France?
Where did I put Xavi? Second?
Okay.
No, it's
No,
not
first,
that.
probably.
It's not that crazy. I don't
No,
think.
I think deserve.
I don't think it's that crazy.
Not crazy.
But
But
why
like,
him?
But like to win?
Like to win.
No.
Like forget shortlist. He's
I don't.
I
think
said
so.
He's top 10.
if Arsenal wins, CL Rice should be in Ballon d'Or. I'm saying like top 3.
I don't
Bro,
think
it's
that's
not
crazy.
crazy.
I don't think that's
Like
crazy.
I think he might be above Rafinha if they win the Champions League.
Well, it depends in
Yeah, they're
that
getting
fact.
a
If
little
it's an
crazy.
Arsenal Barcelona final and Declan Rice scores another free kick or he has another masterclass, yes, he's in the conversation. Because we saw Adamoah Lookman in a Europa League final score a hat trick.
But he's saying winning the Ballon d'Or.
Bro, he could
brother,
win the Ballon d'Or.
those
Let me test your logic.
win you Ballon d'Ors.
Salah right now is your front runner. No? Why?
No.
Who is it?
It's to be
Say
honest,
it.
right now.
Say it.
No,
Oh, I thought
it's
it was
dependent
Salah.
on Barca winning the Champions
It's
League.
dependent on Champions League.
Yes, but like right now, if you ended today, it would be probably Salah. Yeah.
Why?
He's gonna be top assister in the PL's history and top goal scorer potentially in the PL's history.
So why? Where is Declan Rice?
If Declan Rice wins a CL, it's very dependent
But
on who
Salah
wins
will
CL.
still be the top assister and top
Okay.
goal scorer in Prem history.
For sure. But Declan Rice, assuming he has a strong finish to a CL campaign, where it's kind of reminiscent to that year N'Golo Kante won man of the match after man of the match after man of the match after man of the match, and then won CL that year.
Jorginho-
how did
Jorginho,
Jorginho
Chelsea.
finish top 3?
Well, I
Has
mean,
he won
Rod-
Euros?
Jorginho was integral in the Euros.
Kante was a lot better than Jorginho.
Rodri as a midfielder needed to win the Euros and a treble with Manchester
win the
City
Ballon d'Or.
to win a Ballon d'Or. So
Which he shouldn't have won, but that's a whole different other conversation.
Well, Vinny didn't.
And he
deserve
didn't
it,
win the
so-
treble with
No,
Man
he
City,
didn't.
by
It
the way.
was
that
the
year.
year
before,
yeah,
before,
exactly.
sorry.
So
we still won a Euro, still won a Prem.
Anyway, what are we getting at?
that Rice should low-key be entering Ballon d'Or conversation.
Bro, you always take a player from the Champions League winning team. He's always
Yes.
always in the
That-
top
that I
5.
could agree
So
with.
if you're gonna take someone,
Take the best player.
Saka, unless Saka puts up
if I see
generational
Odegaard on the
numbers.
Ballon d'Or list this season,
will be.
He will
If I
be.
see Odegaard on the Ballon d'Or short list,
You better hide that. You better
sport
hide
is
that.
cooked. Sport is finished.
He will be.
That's
A
crazy.
lot of egregious shouts.
Anyway,
Yeah, but
on-
that was the marquee matchup of the whole of
sure,
the
for
quarterfinals. So definitely needed some
If
time
Declan
to
Rice was
discuss that.
Spanish, he'd actually be considered like
Yes.
best midfielder in the world right
yes. Bro, Casado, bro. Don't make me start.
Comparing
Yeah.
Declan Rice with Casado. I've
No,
seen
but
it all.
Barca
Barca fans are not saying Casado's world class.
Bro, were they not comparing him
No.
to like fucking serious players when he started playing?
Welcome to Barcelona, bro. They do that for every youngster.
Yeah. Milia, why don't you give us a rundown on our third matchup we're going to be talking about? Inter beat Bayern 4-3 on aggregate.
Crazy game.
Historical for Inter.
Not really historical. It's
Historical for Bayern.
historical for why to be out this early.
Yes.
Which
I mean,
means it's
I think the
historical
standards
for
have
Inter.
dropped.
Have you guys ever knocked Bayern out of a knockout? Of
Yes.
a knockout?
2010.
Yes, 2011. Yeah.
Let's preface
Same.
this that Bayern were missing Davies and
Yeah.
Musiala.
Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing that
And
Inter
I
could do
honestly think
That changes. That
look, this is personal
about it.
opinion. I'm not trying to rage bait.
No, but
I think if
most
they have
likely would
Musiala,
agree
it
with
at
you.
least goes to extra time.
But I would probably agree with you. But
So
unfortunately,
this is a Mickey Mouse Inter run, is what I'm hearing.
Oh my god.
no. But extra time is a different story. But
So I'm hearing that
you're
there's an
telling me-
asterisk
look,
to this
listen,
Inter run.
Muller played.
Thank you, Mili. I'll put that one in the back pocket when we debate this a couple of years down the line. While you made a
Unreal
CL
rage
semi.
bait.
I really,
Musiala injury.
yeah. But are you saying we don't deserve to be in the semifinal?
If
it has an asterisk.
it has an asterisk.
But we don't deserve it.
That's not what I said.
No,
I said
what's the asterisk for if we don't
you
deserve it?
could have deserved it.
Could have? Why?
You could have
But we're
deserved
there.
it. If
should deserve
Musiala
it.
played and you won, you would have deserved it.
Oh,
but
so we
now
don't deserve it.
So it's a hypothetical deserved it.
But we don't deserve
You
it.
could have deserved it.
So we have
it's a Mickey Mouse run, is what I'm hearing.
so we don't deserve it.
It's a glorified DFB Pokal, is what I'm hearing.
So you watched both games and you came out of it and you said, yeah, Inter don't deserve to make it through.
Just watch till he pulled out the XG stats.
Yeah, they doubled your XG over the two
there
legs.
it is.
And yet we
Laid it
were
up.
much more efficient, much more clinical. So at the end of the day, the more efficient team won.
Thought it was a good matchup.
Yeah.
I think this
But
was
when
a very
Muller plays a full 90 in 2025,
Yeah,
conversations.
real conversations.
Mkhitaryan is playing full 90s.
Mkhitaryan is probably more in shape than Muller. in
He's
2025.
been he's actually been
Mkhitaryan's
pretty
a
decent.
fucking for some
He's an
reason.
engine.
For some reason,
Yeah, I don't know
doesn't
how
how.
he's still holding it up.
But
his
yeah,
genes.
definitely nail biter at the end. Oh my god, my last 10,
Millie
15
wasn't
minutes
stressed.
just suffering.
No,
Really
not
wasn't
stressed.
stressed.
Millie wasn't stressed.
Nah.
Millie was cool, calm, and composed. If you guys saw on the live,
Yeah.
I was not.
He knew they were.
By the way,
news, I
our
was not.
our lives, if you guys haven't tuned in, and the way to actually get notified for our lives, if you guys don't already know, is you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then click the bell.
Oh,
So every time they click the bell, it's easier to get notified.
Our main
about
channel.
the side.
Not
Yeah.
well, you could do the bell on the podcast so you
Yeah.
can catch
As
these
well.
Thursday uploads too.
Yeah. But
We never actually told anyone. We never told them. I always see YouTubers always say click
click the
subscribe,
bell.
click the
especially if we're
bell.
doing lives, it's useful because you
Yeah.
get a notification.
Yeah.
So that would be best. But if you're just a podcast listener, I mean, we still value your presence a lot. So don't worry.
Not really.
What do you mean not really, bro?
Wanka situation.
No one's safe from the rage bait.
Bro, it's crazy. You know how many people said, "Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast?" It was
They were
crazy amount.
freaking out.
Yeah.
They were freaking out. But yeah, we decided it was better.
And also, if you didn't know, I have to say this also. For people asking, "Where's the podcast?" If you followed us on Instagram,
Yes.
which is where we put like a lot of
Holy
our
fuck, this guy's plugging.
like no, but it's not plugging.
shit, this is shameless.
It's not
the guy
plugging,
from
bro.
Intel-
Inter conversation begins.
Wasn't a plug.
Gotta
Wasn't
pay for
meant.
it somehow, bro.
Phil from Flex Seal.
He's avoiding this
meant to be
inter-conversation.
wasn't meant to be a plug. Like if you're looking for direct communication about, let's say, oh, you see on Sunday our podcast isn't uploaded or something, chances are an explanation is on Instagram.
On our
So
stories.
we're not gonna post a podcast to explain why we're not releasing a podcast. So if you want an explanation, it will be on Instagram.
And Millie sometimes posts like really nice pictures.
Yeah,
of
like
himself.
selfies in the mirror, shirtless and stuff.
Don't do that. I do not do that. Just heads up on that.
Our Instagram would say otherwise, but you guys figure it out for yourself.
But Inter.
Yeah. Well, we went over the injuries that Bayern had. I think Inter.
big asterisk.
Yes. Inter kind of. Inzaghi, I mean, it worked out in the end, but brother, if that game went into extra time and you had Bastoni off, you had
Barella.
Barella off,
and Lautaro
off. Listen, you put all your bags in the basket. It came out profitable in the end.
Yeah, like I think Inzaghi just said like we could hold on for
But
another
why
4 or
not
5
keep
minutes.
Bastoni on?
He must
A
have been
risk-
gassed.
What?
He must have been. Well, listen, we still
He's on
have
the floor.
a
He was
lot to
injured,
play
probably.
for. Scored.
Nick Suzuki goal.
Oh, we
goodness.
take that.
Nice.
We take
You know
this.
what?
Did we tell them?
Yeah, that the Habs are the Canadians, the Montreal Canadians, who are trying to make
Hockey
a playoff
team.
spot in hockey,
NHL.
playing a massive crucial
Are you
game. right
gaslighting
now,
our fans right now?
Yeah.
Mansplaining, sorry, mansplaining.
You know what's crazy? He has 2 points tonight. I told my friend to bet 3 points for Nick Suzuki tonight to get
getting
to
there.
90.
He's getting there.
Would have paid 11 times the money or something like that.
Goddamn.
Then go play craps.
But Inter,
Who was your man of the match, Millie?
For both legs or just for this one?
We could do both legs.
this one Lautaro got
Lautaro.
man of the match.
Definitely Lautaro deserves it.
And the one
he
before?
played very, very
Did he
well.
get in both legs?
No, Bastoni got it.
Oh, yeah.
pretty sure.
Can me as I'm an Interisti, but I casually watch Inter.
Interista, bro.
Interista, sorry. Well,
You're a singular
Interista
person.
would be female.
No.
No.
Interista is an individual. Interisti is a plural.
So you guys, your name is female in origin as fans?
Milanista.
No,
Like,
but
it's
I'm
the
a,
same thing.
I'm a
Juventino.
Juventino.
Yeah, Juventino, low-key
Romanista.
alpha male name right there.
We're the only
I
males.
can't cap.
Laziale.
I can't cap. That's kind of
Laziale.
beta male having your name originally as feminine. That's kind of. Anyways, I'm an Interisto. Okay, I'm just gonna say that's not a word, but I'm an alpha male.
Sounds like a Greek dessert. bro.
I'm the alpha male.
You
of
can't
the,
say you're an
of the
alpha male if you're an alpha
Interisti.
male.
Interisto.
I'm the Interisti alpha male, so I'm an Interisto. Okay, so that sounds
You're a
like a Greek
terrorista.
name or something like that. I'm an Interisto, so basically, Why is it that Lautaro looks like such shit when you watch him play, but he always scores and he always comes up clutch?
Harry
I
Kane.
don't think he played shit at all.
No, he didn't play shit, but he looks like shit when he plays.
Like you're saying like he's
Like,
what's
if,
shit about
if
his
you were
He's
to
not
watch him for
aesthetically
5 minutes,
pleasing.
let's say he's not scoring,
That's what
like you
he's
don't watch
trying to
a
say.
full 90.
Yeah.
Let's say you were to take a snapshot of 5 minutes of his play.
Okay.
You would say, how's this guy a professional footballer?
Not really.
Oh, I would.
He oh my god, I can't speak right now. I had a sentence in my mind and then I got rage baited. But off the ball, he presses harder than any other striker. He's able to get interceptions. He's the one that's,
Yeah, that's
very
true. He's a
disciplined.
good presser.
He's a very physical striker, and then it's a
But
system.
when Vinny presses Saliba, it's
Bro, that was not a. You call that a press, bro?
Yeah. But it's a system. It's always 2-3 passes, try to get Thuram open or try to get someone open.
Yeah.
It's a ball to the middle. Lautaro drops it off. Like,
Bro.
he's a very good.
And
Like
he finishes.
I just needed to finish in big games.
Bro,
That's all it is.
That first leg finish was
The
ridiculous.
Trivella.
That was a
Oh, in the
ridiculous.
first leg, yeah,
finish.
that was
the
nice.
Trivela finish was ridiculous. I think I did this on the live.
Yeah, he's like-
I had to put my hands up to that.
Yeah.
one.
But
That's a class
people
finish.
do rip him because he's like a Salernitana man and he scores against the small teams. But
literally me.
he
I think that's
scores-
starting to flip now, though. He's
he's
starting to play well in the big
scored
games.
scored 2 goals against Bayern, scored
Even with
versus
Argentina.
Barcelona, scored versus Real Madrid, scored versus Liverpool. So
When?
when?
Real Madrid.
Yeah, in
Going back
group
half a
stage.
decade.
No,
Liverpool?
2 years ago, 3 years ago. What are you talking about?
The fuck? I don't remember this shit.
Well, I remember this shit because I
Bro,
played them in the
Marcus
groups.
Rashford scored against PSG. That's a big fucking game player right there.
You bring it up every like
Yeah.
three podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Marcus Rashford, I acknowledge, is not the same player as he
And
was.
Lautaro right now is scoring against Bayern Munich 2 goals in 2 legs. So
But there's
I'm
no
very happy
Davies,
with
so
it.
that's an asterisk over those 2 legs.
Yeah.
I think the real magician here is Inzaghi. The stuff that he's doing with his team, I keep saying it's all him.
But even the players acknowledge it. They said like if you look at us individually, we may not be the strongest
They
team.
say that?
Who said that? Mkhitaryan.
No,
mean-
you can't be pulling up the Barca and say individually may not be the
No,
strongest.
but they said
team.
as a no.
But we
but-
got team spirit.
Okay, let me finish. Let me finish, and then
You're
and then
so
as a
fucking annoying, bro.
then as a collective, Bastoni said there's really no team there's very few teams that could beat us as a
As
collective.
a collective, yeah.
So I really don't think it's
So
that.
he basically said what Varvar just said, just in a more.
We got team spirit.
He basically
The
said
power of this team.
he
No, that's
basically
Real
said
Madrid power friendship. Like right now, this is actually just clinical, good passing, good play, good
But
defense.
we've said this about Inter though, in the past. Right after when Inzaghi took over, we were saying that the
Individually.
hats off is to Inzaghi because under a different Carolina scored.
Tre.
Tre competizioni.
Hayden Gooley.
Oh,
My God, 2 goals.
Yeah.
I was shitting on him too, bro. The jinx is crazy. But I lost my train of thought. Like under a different manager, and me and him were kind of on the forefront of saying this. Under a different manager, bro, this Inter
Yeah.
team would not be Champions League semifinalists.
I do think that's like extremely hypothetical because he's been at this club for 3 years now. So
He's
That's what I'm saying.
like I would agree with you maybe like if it was a direct
Bro,
transition.
Pioli takes over Inter right now. Well, at the beginning of the season, you are not making a Champions League semifinal.
Well, after a team has been built for 3+ years for the same system, yeah, like I would say that. But I think when he first came in, it was Conte for 2 years, and like you could make a transition because we had the players. But
Good manager to good manager.
yeah,
It's a good handoff.
Inzaghi-
I think you guys, Inter's foundation all these years has been honestly exemplary for the rest of the Italian teams. Like your Barella, Bastoni, which you invested heavily in the youth, but it paid off.
Yeah.
Like the Barella, Bastoni, Lautaro core that you guys have built, and you guys have literally just added support pieces.
It's just
around
pieces,
that.
but always keep those 3 pieces,
Yes,
pieces,
and
pieces.
I would say Chala's now included in
Yeah,
that.
I would say so.
And DiMarco now.
Like
So
we have a very
Cherby.
strong core.
Yeah.
Cherby too as a leader.
They've always invested because they've had such strong foundation. It's allowed them to not like spend. They haven't had to overspend to compensate anywhere.
But it's even just like an Arnautovic, like they make it work. That's what's crazy. to me.
Recently, yeah, but I mean,
Like Arnautovic is back
Yeah.
to scoring,
But
and
it doesn't work forever.
yeah,
does,
but I
man,
don't
but
think you're expecting it to work.
there's
forever.
always a replacement.
But look, like let's say Barella were to have like an off season, they'll have young players come in and replace them. I think
Who are these young players? They haven't done that since Barella Bastoni.
Yeah, but it's more like
Bisek may be at a
Bisek.
point to become a foundational piece in a couple of years.
Yeah.
When Bastoni's ready to lay it off.
I think we have potential.
No, Acerbi's like.
Well,
I don't know, Bastoni is not ready to lay it off for a while.
That's just trying to find another center back. But I mean, like, midfield is a little bit of a question mark. I do think like you're hoping Fratesi would kind of take on a role, Aslani would take on a role, but it's just the gap between Barella, Çalhanoğlu, and Fratesi, Aslani. It's like you can only play those two.
You see it, yeah.
You can only play those two versus bottom half Serie A teams, and even at that, you're taking a risk.
Honestly, 90% of Serie A you can play them against.
No.
We talking about?
No.
Aslan?
Fratesi, Aslani.
Fratesi, Aslan.
No.
No, because we've tied and lost games with them.
they've subbed them on.
Yeah, so I don't know. I
Fratesi
think
linked to Nottingham Forest, by the way. I don't know.
it's
if
all
you saw
yours.
Fratesi?
40 million is all yours at the moment.
Nottingham Forest. I actually
Why
see
does
him
the
there
price keep going up, but it keeps getting worse?
that. Totti
Scores.
working for Fratesi, by the way.
because he's born in
His
Rome.
ball
Raised in Rome.
knowledge is honestly so low.
He's born and raised in Rome.
His ball knowledge, Totti's ball knowledge is actually.
Well, he said Nico Paz is a very
How
good
does
footballer.
such
So
an exceptional player have such low ball knowledge?
that's what happens, bro.
Anyway, the last thing about Inter is I was wondering how much of a fight can Inter put up against a superpower like Barca right now? Can you guys take the game to them?
We're gonna win.
Who is we?
We got him.
Who the fuck you talking about?
That was me. That was a Shaq to Kobe. What is it? Kobe to Shaq.
That's a D-Wade. Bro, that's
D-Wade.
Bro,
crazy.
Barca are a young team. Acerbi is gonna bring in his experience, and we're gonna take
Against
it to
the-
them.
Bro, I really don't like this idea that you're on my side. I don't like
The
it, bro.
jinx. The jinx has
Bro, the
floated.
amount, bro. Okay, now this is a shameless plug, but like if you check out the live stream, the 5 minutes before Inter scores the first goal, Lautaro. Oh my god,
No,
Bro,
no,
I
no.
wasn't
Unbearable.
stressing.
Normal.
I wasn't stressing.
unbearable, bro.
I wasn't stressing, bro.
Yeah.
I knew we were gonna take that win.
We again doesn't apply.
I think he mentioned it a couple of times that Inter was supposed to win. Like,
Bro,
Yeah,
I'm an
comfortably.
Interisto.
yeah. No, that bothers me.
Rage baiting all the
grammar-
Italians right
The
now.
grammar bothers me.
bro. Oh my god,
Interiste.
I hate it, bro.
We are Interiste.
I hate it. But I guess final closing Bayern.
But no, wait. Against Barcelona.
This guy said nothing,
Oh,
and he
I'm
said
sorry.
closing remark.
Sorry, I got rage baited. I forgot what you said.
against Barcelona, that's
like
gonna
a-
be a big test. Because I think Barcelona is better set up than Bayern.
But
Oh,
historically,
a
in
million
recent
percent.
years, Inter have gotten the best of Barca.
Yes.
Bro, I think Inter's the favorite.
What is this yapping? Bro,
Let's
this
see who's
yapping
got
is
number one in your
crazy.
power rankings then Sunday.
Bro, the yapping is
but,
crazy.
But Inter is the perfect system to play against Flick's Barca.
High line, yeah, but the thing is that we're not dealing with an Olise Sane. We're not
Thuram
dealing-
running the high line.
Yeah. We're not dealing with an Olise Sane situation here, brother. We're dealing with a Yamal Rafinha situation. It's very concerning, but like I mean, I think we'll be okay. But like over 2 legs, it'll be very difficult.
I think it's your tie to lose.
This is just straight
Varvar,
rage
as an
bait.
Inter fan, what do you think of this match?
Bro, I think Inter's gonna dominate.
Do you also think it's their tie to lose?
I think if we fuck it up, I think like we really need to look at Inzaghi's job and really, really dig deep and say, why did we lose this?
Yeah.
We again. Just straight rage bait, bro.
Put on a
I
shirt,
hate
bro.
it. Like honestly, I don't know what was worse, if Inter lost or if Inter won. I don't know what's worse. Either way, I'm getting rage
we're
baited.
starting this shirt. We're gonna launch a
I'm gonna
shirt.
watch that. Oh, God.
I am an Interisto.
Bro, to put that on a shirt, I'm burning it.
See it. We.
We.
It's like Mili going like this.
I hate it, bro. I hate it.
Oh, that
But yeah,
was really funny.
But I'm excited for the Inter Barca tie. I think that was
It's a good matchup.
good matchup. I wouldn't be. I mean, I won't be as nervous. I feel like
Oh,
Bayern.
bitch mentality.
No.
I wouldn't be
said
sad.
I wouldn't be
losing
as stressed. I wouldn't be as stressed. Bayern, it was stressful because they were
what?
down. No, listen. Because they lost to Davies, they lost to Musiala. Like it would be very embarrassing to lose to a very weak Bayern, but to a Barcelona that is very strong, top in La Liga, able to beat Real Madrid easily. Like they're winning
It's
in
always
every
about
single
losing.
game.
This is a cuck mentality.
Yeah, it's always
It's
about
not.
losing.
I think if we have a good game
Every
against them, I'd be
hotel has
happy.
at least one Mili chair.
It's not bad if my girl cheat with him. You know, it's not as bad because he's like
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. You know,
Yeah.
like it ain't bad.
Okay, whatever. I had an idea. I guess it doesn't matter.
Super cuck
But
mentality.
questions do need to be asked about Vincent Kompany because
It ain't
whether
working out.
massive investment was put into the squad, and
Bro, he did a good job.
Bayern are not getting the fruits.
Good job.
That
Bro, that's crazy reactionism. With Musiala and Davies beats in.
brother, if you're so Bayern, I said this earlier in the podcast, are looking to spend a lot this summer. I would not be the one to trust. Like Vincent Kompany's not the manager I would trust with a lot of these funds. If you can go, Jurgen Klopp's unsettled. Let's just say, bro, what's stopping you from getting a Jurgen Klopp?
Betray the
Oh,
Dortmund fans.
Jurgen Klopp.
Okay. Now let's just say a Xabi Alonso becomes available.
Then they go for Xabi Alonso.
Bayern Munich back in the day used to get the Pep Guardiolas of the world, the Ancelottis of the
Ancelottis.
world. Go
Well,
and
last
get a
summer-
top class
last summer we had
manager.
a
They got
series.
rejected, bro. It was
We had a
which manager
series.
was gonna reject
Yeah.
Bayern next.
Crazy.
And it's crazy because Harry Kane has a release clause coming up soon to return to the Premier League.
Wow.
And bro, if Bayern don't fix up, what's stopping him from joining a top class Premier League team? And I'm sure the top class Premier, I think the release clause is 80 million or 60 million, something like that.
Wow.
That would be
So
Arsenal.
yeah, Jurgen Klopp's not going to Bayern, then he's not going to
Spurs.
Arsenal, bro.
No, I thought you were
Spurs
talking about Harry
legend.
Kane.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Spurs
what he's
legend.
saying.
he's not going to Arsenal, bro. But
Poached.
yeah, I think Man United. I had to throw it in there. I think Bayern.
Portsmouth.
Sad, and I don't know if it's sad. We're seeing a slow degradation of standards at
Yeah.
the club, like slow,
little bit.
Yeah, I
slow.
agree.
And I think that the next manager appointment is going to be crucial
True.
because right now they still have their stranglehold on the Bundesliga.
They're either Van Gaal.
Yeah,
You would
They're either
sack
Van
company?
Gaal of managers.
I would see what's out there. I'd see,
Yeah,
I'd see
explore.
what's
Test
out
the
there.
market.
Yeah,
Explore.
like obviously Conte wouldn't work in Germany, but like a level like manager like that, I still would take over.
Go back to the German roots, man.
But what German managers are there other than Klopp that are like very good?
Like Hansi Flick.
Like it's
but-
crazy that they let Hansi Flick go.
Well, because it was Germany.
Yeah,
Nagelsmann
German
didn't
job.
work
They actually
there.
tried all. They tried. All,
Nagelsmann didn't work there.
they
Like,
tried literally all the big German
But
managers.
Nagelsmann, it was more political stuff, no?
But
Like, he
why
just
is
had-
that getting into the way of it working?
But Xabi Alonso, he's not. He may not be German, but he can play German football.
Yes, but I'm
He has enough
saying
experience.
like 10 years ago, Xabi Alonso would already be at Bayern after the season that he had at Leverkusen won. And even if not, we wouldn't be linking to Real Madrid job. He would end up at Bayern.
Yeah.
Like it would have been written in the stars that you end up at Bayern. Nowadays, even if Bayern sacked their manager, there's no clear idea of which level of manager they would actually end up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because, I don't
Even
know,
though they
right
have
now.
top class players, bro. You signed Olise, which is massive.
Yeah, they're in a rebuild season. So it's hard to find a
They've
manager
been in
that.
a rebuild season for how long?
Couple of years now, maybe
minute,
2,
yeah.
3.
Do you see this
tough.
rebuild getting any better?
I mean,
Depends the manager. The manager's at the top.
they did win.
the hell?
They're probably going to win the league.
Yeah.
I'm not
like
saying
like
it's
if you were, let's just say, and I wouldn't do this, but let's say you sack
And they knocked out
Company.
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen, true.
the only like the managers that are coming to mind that you would maybe sign are like Oliver Glasner and stuff like that aren't ready for a Bayern job.
Yeah.
Are we forgetting that Company managed a dominant win over Leverkusen, over Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen?
Injuries,
No words.
no Verts.
Fries in the bag, bro. Second leg.
He went
First leg-
he
first
went
leg-
toe to toe with Inter too. Like, I don't know.
Define
I
toe to
do
toe.
agree that Bayern. What? You don't think they went toe to toe?
The man who literally just said if they had Musiala, they would have gone to extra time.
They
That
definitely.
would have
They-
been closer.
And they
4-3.
double like G.
You said word for word.
We played better. The system that we wanted, we played better than what Bayern
I
did.
agree we played better, but
Well, shut up with the we. God. Don't talk. I don't want to talk about Inter anymore. Fuck.
Yeah, okay. We can
Talk about the big boys then.
we could talk about Barcelona beating Dortmund 5-3 on aggregate. I mean, listen, the second game had some people at the edge of their seats. Guirassy hat trick, that was expected.
Yeah.
Box2Box could have told you that was expected.
literally we called. Once again another shameless plug. I can't believe how many plugs there are in this
Disgusting.
podcast. but
Unbearable.
on the live stream, when Guirassy chipped the goalie on the first pen on Chesney, he chipped him. We were like, damn, that's a guy who's gonna score a hat trick today.
It was too cold.
You write him down for the hat trick. So Dortmund already got 3 down. We were like, oh, the comeback's on. He did end up scoring 3, but Barca ended up scoring more. So
Yeah.
Listen, the takeaway from the first match was, goddamn, like nobody can stop these guys. Like
Yeah.
like it was just ridiculous. And then the second leg kind of did show cracks. I think Hansi Flick cannot change his tactics with Barcelona. The high line is the way that they want to play, and they cannot sit back in a block.
We spoke about this. You're up 2 goals with 10 minutes to go. That's not the time to play high line. Like you're playing high risk football up 2 with 10 minutes to go. Like any top class manager would tell you, bro, sit back.
I agree. But at a certain point, you have to consider like Balde just got injured, so you're playing a new left back who's not really played that much. The high line
even
will,
more of a reason to just get as many bodies back.
Hurt. Pedri wasn't playing. Like it was a bad game overall.
Most defensive players can just sit in the block. It's easy.
Yes, it's easier to learn. Like
Nottingham Forest are making top 4 by doing that.
Yeah.
Who?
Nottingham Forest are making top 4 in the Premier League just by sitting in a block.
Yeah.
Versus Dortmund, it'll work because you can score enough goals in the first game that it'll make that pillow for you. But you cannot concede 3 goals in a second leg.
But I think that's Flick's mentality. You always score more than your opponent, no matter how many goals you concede. Like as much, you know what I mean? Like
Dortmund scored 3 in a second leg, bro. You go play versus a fucking serious team.
Yeah, but I think that was just
worked out. It's worked out
I
this
think
season.
Dortmund came in with a mentality that like we just need to try to score as many goals as we can, and Barca was just like hold on to what we have right now. Like Barca wasn't coming in and saying, okay, we need like 2-3 goals here. But I mean, at a certain point, it was kind of like embarrassing. It's kind of like it was almost like, how do you not see that you kind of need to go back a little, stay back a little bit? Like, why are you playing so high up? But
the first game was amazing from Barcelona, complete demolition.
Oh, great. But that's the mentality that they have to come into with these games. Like second leg, you're always coming in with a different mentality when you're up by so much. But I think everyone was coming for Araujo's head after the game, which
didn't
was
have a good game.
Kind of a little bit of a cop-out in my opinion, but I mean...
Bro, I've been saying Araujo, you guys had him in your top 3 and 5 CBs at the beginning of the year. He never struck me as someone who's a top 3 or 5 center back in the world.
You had him.
You've
had him in your top 5 center backs.
No.
Yes.
But I've always had him overrated.
You've had him in your top 5. I can find this, bro.
Brother, do you want me to go back and see what I said after that PSG embarrassing game last year?
I'm already back, bro.
Bro,
I'm here. Keep talking.
I think he's an excellent center back, but right now with how Barcelona is playing, you have to prioritize Kubarsi and Inigo. Like they've worked out all season, and just because Araujo is a better defender doesn't mean that he fits better. So
now, listen, this is just we're already looking at summer, but low-key Barcelona fans are probably not even looking at summer. If you sell Araujo this summer, let's say 40 million, you can...
I think 40 million is so low for Araujo.
Okay.
Way too low.
Marcus Rashford's on the market for 40 million. If you go into next season playing Rafinha at attacking midfielder or Marcus Rashford left wing, Yamal right wing with Lewandowski up top, like that makes you a significantly better team. In my
with who?
opinion.
Who you changing?
Rafinha attacking midfielder, which is where he's played his best this season.
The left?
Right wing Yamal, left wing Rashford, and striker up top Lewandowski.
Not selling Araujo for Rashford.
Oh,
I don't... How am I crazy?
You are crazy. Araujo, honestly for me, if let's say Juventus were to come in with a 45 million or 50 million bid, I accept that.
I think that's very low, bro. Like, yes, he's had bad games, but just a matter of like he's just come back from injury. He has to fit the system. I think, as I said, Inigo and Kubarsi should be starting. The left back Balde was a big miss.
Did you see the stat of how many games Koundé has played consecutively?
Yeah, that's crazy amount.
I need to find this.
Is it 100?
What a right back, by the way.
Okay.
I'm telling you, consistency like that is huge.
I agree. But when it comes to Dallo, you don't mention that.
Because Dallo's not that good.
Okay.
We did a rank him.
Koundé, Dallo.
Okay.
Rank him Araujo, Kim and Jay, and then Araujo. I put Saliba first.
Araujo, Kim and Jay, and
Saliba.
No, wait, no.
Let's see
The comments, top comments, 6,300 likes on a comment.
Liked by BTV.
Araujo 1, Kim and Jay 2, Saliba 3, only right answer. Second top most liked, over 5,000 likes. Araujo first, Kim and Jay second, Saliba third.
But this was Saliba that
underrated. How underrated the Prem players are. You see that shit?
Bro, this was Saliba when he had just started.
Yeah,
Saliba was 19 here, probably.
Kim and Jay just played half a season at Napoli.
Kim and Jay just won Serie A with Napoli out of nowhere.
Saliba was always better than Kim and Jay, bro. What the fuck?
Saliba had just started.
Jules Koundé played 101 consecutive games for Barca in France.
How many?
101.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Every single game possible since November 2023.
I think that consistency is what makes you even a better player.
Of
the
course.
fact that you could pull in a performance like Koundé is an automatic 7 every game, and if the fact you could always play, it's amazing.
Agreed.
Good performances.
He's not Kim and Jay.
What did he
I say?
put?
Guess what you did?
I probably did Kim and Jay 1, Saliba 2, Araujo 3.
Araujo 2, Saliba 3, Kim and Jay 1.
And this is why the Premier League is
Bro, I'm the Oracle. I'm the Oracle.
You know why? Because Kim was linked to Man United.
Yeah,
I remember
probably,
that little
You were downplaying
stint.
it.
Bro, let's make a YouTube video of us just reviewing all these bullshit
Just
takes.
scrolling through TikToks.
That's hilarious.
But dominant.
Where were we at in this conversation? I mean, I'm interested in the semifinal. Which semifinal are you more hyped for?
I mean,
They're both equally
Both
as
very
hype.
good.
But when I show up in my Interisti suit for Barca, I'm not kidding.
Interista.
I'm showing up in my Interisto suit. I'm not kidding. All black with a blue tie, bro.
I may actually not be there for that stream, bro. Just so I
Millie,
can...
how you
We
going
should
up?
both suit up, Millie.
You could
Matching
suit up
suits.
somewhere else.
The Inter brothers.
Yes.
No!
The Interiste.
No!
No, that's feminine. Interista is like
The
the feminine
Interisti.
word.
No, bro. You could stay there.
The Men in Black.
Black and blue.
Like Mario,
The Men in Black and Blue.
He keeps yapping.
like Mario and Luigi.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
You could be Luigi.
You could shut the fuck up. How about that? Listen, and but Arsenal PSG looks very, very good.
We're missing a couple Premier League
Barca
teams here
Inter's
to make it a bit more entertaining.
I think,
What?
bro, this is the best low-key distribution. You have the Liga, Prem, La Liga, and a Serie A
Serie A.
team.
You're missing Bundesliga.
What does that tell you about the Bundesliga?
Conversation.
Well, they had two in the.
Well, what does that
Yeah.
tell you about it?
Who's in line right now for coefficients to get the I know Prem is, but who's the second league that's going to get the coefficient?
Would it be La Liga?
Because this could be massive for coefficients.
Wouldn't I mean,
Yeah,
Like if Inter beat Barca, that might be massive for
it
the
might be enough.
coefficient
It might
race.
be enough to
Yeah.
get the 5th spot.
No. Bro, Serie A was like a 3%.
Bro, Lazio lost the fucking
Bodo
Glim.
Glim.
Bodo Glimt.
game tomorrow. We'll see.
King tomorrow.
I will be watching that.
Yeah,
Down
that one's gonna be
2-0.
on.
I will be watching that at
They're
the
down
Olympico.
2-0.
I mean, we'll be watching that.
We will
Why
be?
are we the
Yeah.
Olympico? Like it's
Because Olympico is aura.
90 minutes at the Olympico is an hour and a
Feels
half.
an hour and a half.
Write that. But
Well,
I mean,
that's a good transition into our last topic. Varvar wanted to add this one in. Manchester United versus Lyon. It's 2-2 on aggregate.
I'm so hyped for
Where's the game?
I'm so hyped
Trafford?
for Cherki
Manchester United.
Masterclass.
And we're building our first ever tifo.
Why is everyone
First-
doing this now?
I don't know.
Even Aston Villa with the lines.
It doesn't end.
Bro, we're gonna
are you
have
guys
the
doing?
Yapping.
we're gonna have the nicest fucking tifo ever seen. It's a Sir
Bro, I
Alex
hate it.
Ferguson tifo.
I
Why?
don't know if you guys
Against
watched
Lyon?
Aston Villa's tifo versus PSG was probably the worst tifo
No,
I've
it
ever
The
is
seen.
Real Madrid one was fucking bad.
It was at least better than the.
No, I'm not even kidding.
The Real Madrid one was underwhelming.
The Real Madrid one was really bad. It looked like it was printed on like
La Fábrica de Sueños.
like it looked like it was printed on some silk that they just bought at the corner store.
Yeah, but I mean that's.
Bro, the Villa one looked like a fair. Like it was like the entrance to a fair. Grr. Grr, this is Villa Park. This is Villa Park. Grr.
That's what it was. With the two lions in it.
Yeah, that's
But,
the Lions. Prince William.
but
Manchester
United, Lyon.
we're gonna destroy them.
What's the
I can't even
prediction?
count.
That's what you said before.
But now
then
look,
it ended
Xerxes
2-2.
out. We have to start Hoyland up top. So
Okay.
So I'll go Lyon 2-1 Cherki brace.
I'm saying
All he did was step back.
But for
Lyon
real,
3-2.
Xerxes actually been
Hens.
playing well recently,
and gets
and
injured.
Hoyland is the worst player I've ever watched in my life.
As we told you fucking years ago.
I actually saw something while scrolling.
Paulo, what do you think about Juventus potentially looking into Hoyland?
That's what he does, you know? He like spins it all.
It doesn't work with me.
Did you see that report? Because I saw that report.
La Stampa.
It wasn't La Stampa.
La Stampa del Sol del Sud, the Gazzetta.
Never
Icona.
heard of it, but
La Stampa El Finanza, bro. That's what it was.
I mean, Varvar, is
look it
Onana
up.
going to be starting this one?
Yes,
1,
he
2,
will,
3.
actually.
Rank the
He will.
following players: Hoyland, Julian Alvarez, and
Sorloth? Ferguson?
Evan Ferguson.
Well, I know Ferguson 3 is still
What were we
facts.
cooking?
We were cooking something.
Jeepers.
Fabrizio Romano, okay? Rasmus Hoyland could return to Italy this summer with Juventus and Napoli both monitoring him. What?
Ferguson is definitely numero uno.
Oh my God, Ferms. Juventus are following him with great interest.
Is that Fabrizio Romano?
Fabrizio
Great
Romano.
interest.
Great interest.
They must be
Sound the
super
alarms. You have
interested.
to vuvuzelas.
Imagine getting linked with Tonali and Osimhen and ending up with Hoyland. Anyways, watch what you say about Hoyland, bro. Might come back to bite you in the bum.
It's okay.
Who is that from?
That was Varvar.
Why?
I forget what we were. I'm probably
Something
yapping about
about
Serie A.
Oh, Neymar leaves the pitch with a new injury. Yes.
Up, gone.
Like I said, bro, I'm the fucking
He's done.
oracle, bro. I'm the
done.
oracle.
34
You have
minutes.
ADHD, my brother. You're switching comments.
Bro did three.
Oh, Neymar.
Bro did
When did
three,
Juventus?
bro did three topics in about 15 seconds. Had no idea that he did it.
For a teenager in Serie A in one season.
And how many was that, Varvar?
It was 9 goals.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Like, you don't move me whatsoever.
9 goals for a team like Atalanta is a very good goal tally for a teenager. And especially when you add in that he's 6'3".
Rhetoric
runs
hasn't
the speed
changed.
of an Olympic sprinter. Maybe it just sounds like you're getting a regen of a certain, I don't want to name the person because it's going to come back.
Erling Haaland?
Varvar, you better
Keep that guy's name out of your mouth. Hoyland will never reach those levels. He's under your
Ferms FC, we've been up since day
the
one.
Oracle, the Oracle.
We've been up.
Bro,
But yeah.
So Onana's actually not playing. It's Bayandi.
he is playing.
He is playing?
Onana's starting. And we're going to see an Onana
Matic.
remontada tomorrow. I'm telling you, calling here first. Onana's going to drop a very good game.
You've
I'm
been
gonna need
saying
a
a lot of
Matic
rough
penalty.
things.
Panenka.
Bro, Matic isn't touching the pitch. This guy's just talking from the sidelines, bro. And you will never.
Maybe Onana
I will
should be on the
never.
sideline.
Lift your
I will-
prem.
Once again,
Lift your prem, Onana.
Onana, I will defend you. You are a Manchester United player. I defend Manchester United players.
Oh boy.
Blindly, I will defend you. Even though Matic was probably right. No, he wasn't, because I'm a Manchester United fan, and I will defend you.
Oh, now you're a Manchester City fan?
And
That's
you're
like
a
a
wanker.
blink twice if you're. You
I'm
need
a
help.
fucking Man United fan. Madridista.
No.
Madridisto. Madridisto.
Oh yeah, that's pretty feminine. as well.
Interisto. And
Madridisto.
Lazio.
This is like chalkbord. and
I don't know
it's
who's
just,
still
like,
listening, to be
reading.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is anyone still here?
You let us know in the comments.
Is anyone still here? I don't think producer T is even here.
Zoned
But
out.
Producer T revealed, don't forget if Inter win the CL.
Inter
Inter made the
CL.
final.
If Inter make the
That
final,
was the bet.
Was it final or
No,
CL?
it was final watch. He knows it was.
Was he in this bet?
Yeah, it was final watch along. We're not changing the. We're not changing
yes,
the
no, I
bet.
agree with that.
It was
You
if
agree with
Inter
that
make the
now?
final.
I don't know. We have to check the tape on that one. But
Ain't nothing but a thing.
yeah, definitely.
Anyway, this was episode 53, people. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next Monday.
Yeah, or
next Monday. Or
I just want to
Tuesday?
point out that
Patreon.
Newcastle won 5-0 and they actually had 1.5. Crystal Palace out XG'd them and they lost 5-0.
Glasner ball.
Okay,
Glasner,
as
bro.
it
Wasn't it
has
like
as
7-2 or
a
8-1 like Manchester United? Didn't you have more XG than Liverpool
No,
or
no.
something?
We had
Crystal
2.9
Palace-
XG, but we allowed 7 goals.
Oh yeah.
De Gea, you will never be excused for that performance.
Exactly.
All right.
Take care, everyone. Ciao.